Young man Jiang Tren transmigrated into the world of cultivators, thinking he had no talent for cultivation, so he had to set up a street stall to make a living, day by day. But he didn't realize he had been secretly booked with the most powerful all-around 6-art skill in the server. Casually sculpting an egg turned it into a treasure worth tens of thousands of gold coins. Accidentally sketching on calligraphy paper, he could create the overlapping heaven sword intent that suppresses the 8 desolations. The grocery store owner was strange. The customers were either sex saintesses or princes of the current dynasty. That day, a wounded girl just happened to pass by the main character's grocery store. Unexpectedly, the wounds on her body were immediately healed by spiritual energy. It was surreal. The girl thought this must be the retreat of some peerless expert. But the person who came out to greet her was a young man none other than Jiang Tren himself. After exchanging greetings, the girl expressed her wish to buy a wooden puppet from the store. He thought today he might finally sell a chicken to earn some money for groceries. Unexpectedly, the girl didn't have any money on her, so she could only offer her bracelet in exchange. He was bored and didn't want to talk. No money, but dressed nicely with heavy makeup. Damn it! The next day, Jiang Tren didn't wait at the store, but went to the market to set up his stall. Soon a man and a boy in yellow robes came with a servant wanting to buy his calligraphy. But having learned from last time, he only accepted cash, no trade, no deal. But bad luck for Jiang Tren, both those guys didn't have any money on them. He was speechless, no money, but still bringing a servant along. Damn it! Opening day and already getting customers like the girl from last time, now they're hungry again. Suddenly the servant reminded the young man in yellow to check if he had anything on him. Hearing this, the young man's face lit up with an idea. He took out a dagger from his body, intending to exchange it for Jiang Tren's painting. Although a bit reluctant, he finally agreed. He just hoped the dagger could be exchanged for some grocery money. Thinking that he sayed and threw the dagger into his box to take home. Opening day with customers like these, he'd starve for sure. But Jiang Tren didn't know that both customers weren't ordinary people. The girl from yesterday was Mo Van Huang, whose older sister was the saintess of Wuhuaxian sect. The young man in yellow's father was the emperor of the great Yan divine dynasty. The reason they didn't bring money when buying things was because, to them, money was just a mundane item. If Jiang Tren knew, he'd be really bitter. Some don't need money, but he does. Meanwhile, inside Wuhua Holy Land, after buying the treasure from Jiang Tren, Mo Van Huang's wounds had completely healed. Not only had her cultivation recovered, but she had also successfully awakened the immortal emperor body. After that, a girl in blue entered the Holy Land. Upon seeing her, the disciples immediately clasped hands respectfully to greet the saintess. She was Mo Nguyet Huang, Mo Van Huang's older sister, a celestial immortal who had awakened with extraordinary talent, surpassing all disciples of Wuhua sect. As she entered, Mo Nguyet Huang anxiously asked her sister if she had killed a middle-aged man half a month ago. That man was a disciple of the Bloodpath Elder of the Tai Nyut Holy Land. It was said his cultivation was profound, rivaling any saint lord from other holy lands. Hearing this, Mo Van Huang was not afraid but confidently boasted. Just an elder, she could handle him. After saying that, Mo Van Huang immediately showcased her immortal emperor body, astonishing her sister Mo Nguyet Huang. Standing tall, Mo Van Huang radiated brilliant light like a goddess. Mo Nguyet Huang was still shocked. This was the immortal emperor body. Even the Saint Lord said her sister couldn't awaken her physical form. What happened? How could she do it just by awakening her physical form? Mo Nguyet Huang had been promoted by Wu Ten, the Saint Lord of Wu Hua Holy Land, to become a true disciple. The older sister couldn't help but ask Mo Van Huang what was really going on and why her power had suddenly erupted so strongly. My sister pouted and glared, refusing to speak. That master has already gone into hiding. How could he easily tell you? Although Mo Nguyet Huang was happy for her sister, she also feared she might be exploited by bad people. It seems this matter is not simple. I need to investigate it thoroughly. Right now, Jiang Tren has noticed that there have been quite a few cultivators coming and going in the city lately. Judging by their attire, some are Taoist cultivators, while others are disciples from various other factions. Aunt Vuong, why are there so many cultivators around lately? Is something wrong? If it's serious, you should run quickly. You still don't know. A few days ago, a genius appeared at the Shan family's Wuhua. I heard he awakened some kind of power and was promoted to a true disciple. Called a true disciple with extraordinary power, able to spit fire and water, extremely powerful. Jiang Tren sighed. Cultivation truly is a good path. Not only does it avoid danger, but it also extends life. But right now, everything seems to be going off course. Cut to a few days later, Jiang Tren's stall is as deserted as an empty temple. The true disciple gathering caused his business to stall. He didn't even have money left to buy meat daily. It's best not to let me know who that true disciple is, or I'll give him a good scolding. Jiang Chun muttered, though with a garden full of fruits he wasn't exactly starving. But eating only vegetables every day, I might as well turn into a rabbit. Missing meat is the best part. Jiang Chun decided to hunt himself to improve his meals. A few hours later, Jiang Chun was starving. Forget rabbits, he couldn't find a single living animal. Such a vast forest, yet nothing. Suddenly a noise came from the bushes. Jiang Chun immediately dashed forward like lightning, ready to catch prey. But instead of a rabbit, he saw a fox lying face down on the ground. Jiang Chun was surprised. Have I ever eaten fox meat before? The fox, named Do-sun Mak, was lying injured in the forest, filled with regret. She never expected to end up like this. She recalled her past and regretted running away from home. Discovered and hunted by the Q family, she was severely wounded, her strength and identity weakened. Do-sun Mak is the daughter of the Fox Emperor, raised in the Holy Land of the Fox clan, with pure bloodline and 6 tails. She was beloved by elders and held a noble status. But a boring life made her decide to run away. Unexpectedly, disaster struck as soon as she left home. At that moment, a powerful aura appeared in Do-sun Mak's eyes. It looked like a prehistoric beast charging out from the bushes. Namchin suddenly appeared, his eyes gleaming, drooling, seemingly starving to the extreme. A fox. I've never tasted fox meat before, he muttered. This sentence made the little fox tremble, terrified to the core. Inside Do-sun Mak's mind, a flood of questions rushed in. He's never eaten fox meat. Does he intend to eat me? A cute little fox like me, and he wants to eat me. Her thoughts were cut off, and Do-sun Mak immediately fainted, falling to the ground. Jiang Chun, standing nearby, became confused. Is this fox sick or something? If she's sick, how can she eat? She's too skinny. Even if I butcher her, there'd be nothing to save her. Now she's fainted too, Jiang Chun thought quietly. Do-sun Mak had fallen into a deep sleep, lying motionless in Jiang Chun's arms. After observing the fox for a while, Jiang Chun began to plan. Maybe I should let her go, but look at her smooth silver fur, she must be a rare species. A plan formed in Jiang Chun's mind. If I just let her go, that would be a waste. Maybe I'll raise her until she's healthy, then she'll become a delicacy. A moment later, Do-sun Mak woke up and realized she was in an unfamiliar place. Where is this? Am I not going to be eaten? She carefully looked around. The house looked simple, but contained a mysterious power. Yes, this was a solid formation. Do-sun Mak realized, but nothing can trouble me what I say I do. She immediately used her spirit to break the formation. As a princess of the Fox clan, I am very strong, but all efforts were in vain. Why is this happening? I can't break free from my consciousness. I'm almost exhausted. Do-sun Mak panicked. She quickly withdrew her spirit. If not in time, she might have dissolved into nothingness. Who exactly brought me here? Could it be a powerful person with a strange hobby of capturing and raising demon tribes? Do-sun Mak imagined an old man dressed in red with a white beard sitting on a reindeer cart. The Fox tribe in Do-sun originally possessed extraordinary bloodlines and boundless power. That's why they've always been the target of human strongmen hunters. With her noble status, Do-sun Mak would never allow herself to become anyone's pet. While Do-sun Mak was lost, Jiang Chun suddenly appeared holding a small cup of medicine, his voice full of concern. You're awake. Seeing Jiang Chun, Do-sun Mak immediately became cautious. It's him again, she thought, trying to appear fierce. Do-sun Mak bristled, but Jiang Chun gently reassured her. No need to bristle. I don't know what illness you have, but just take this. Even if it doesn't cure you completely, at least it can save you. I'm quite confident in my medical skills, even if you are just a fox. Jiang Chun's words made Do-sun Mak uncomfortable. Cut it out, she retorted defiantly. I am the daughter of the Fox Emperor. Even if I die, I will never submit to you. Yet Do-sun Mak couldn't hide her curiosity. She stepped closer to the cup, glancing at it. A small cup of medicine, and you expect me to submit? No way, she told herself. But as the fragrance spread, Do-sun Mak couldn't help but be drawn in. Wait, why does this smell so enticing? The medicine was no ordinary brew. It was filled with spiritual water and divine herbs, its aroma overflowing with spiritual energy. Do-sun Mak felt both intrigued and uneasy. In the end, she couldn't resist and drank the entire cup. The wounds on Do-sun Mak's body gradually healed, and the taste was so delicious that she couldn't hide her ecstatic satisfaction. It felt like soaring through the 9 heavens. Zhang Chun looked at her satisfied and said, eat more so you can grow. Zhang Tran's words planted a suspicion in Dosan Mak. Why does he want me to eat to grow? She wondered, wagging her tail while drinking the medicine. Unbeknownst to her, Zhang Tran was thinking about having meat for dinner. After a few hours, Dosan Mak no longer hesitated and snuggled into Zhang Tran's arms, taking the chance to inspect the house. Where is this place? Why is there so much spiritual energy in this house? Who exactly is this person? She thought silently. Dosan Mak's gaze swept over each item in the house before settling on Zhang Tran. Dosan Mak suddenly remembered the words her father once told her. Could this be the person her father often mentioned? The hidden master with unparalleled strength. She had read many ancient books that recorded similar figures to fox demons. She suddenly pictured an old man in white robes with a kind face through the eyes of a little fox. Zhang Chun seemed strange at this moment. So I've met the hidden master who likes to raise demon tribes, she thought. Before she could dream too much, Zhang Chun hugged her tightly. His only concern right now was what to eat tonight. No meat again, he sighed. Is this the fate of a little princess like me? Dosan Mak felt regretful. She thought he wanted to raise her as a pet. But he still wanted to eat the meat of this cute little fox girl. It was outrageous. Meanwhile, in Viam capital, the great Viam Imperial city today was the birthday of the great Viam Emperor, a top-tier powerhouse of the era. The birthday ceremony attracted the attention of countless masters. Whether they received an invitation or not, they all tried to attend to witness the event. Most major sects, even Holy Lands, sent representatives to present gifts to His Majesty the Emperor. An announcement echoed as a bolt of true energy appeared outside the palace, flying straight into the main hall. At the same time, the great Viam Emperor Kong Nguyen Hao appeared and greeted, thanking everyone for attending his birthday. The entire hall resounded with blessings from guests wishing the great Viam Emperor, may the sun and moon shine bright, the heavenly cycle endure forever. May the sun and moon shine bright, the heavenly cycle endure forever. While everyone was congratulating, Ko Huyen stood beside, trembling with worry, as it was her turn to present the gift. Seeing that the attendant asked His Highness if he seemed a bit worried, but after all, it was just offering gift to the Father Emperor. However, rest assured, I am fine. The most anticipated part of the longevity ceremony is when the princes of the Great Yan present their gifts. Unlike the sacred place where disciples with strength and talent are noticed in the imperial court, climbing to the highest position depends on the emperor's favor. It's the prince's turn to present gifts, and the first is the crown prince. This is the crown prince of the great Yan dynasty's divine palace. Wishing Father Emperor great joy on his longevity, in his hand was a mystical jade glowing with 7 brilliant colors. This is the mystic jade grand spirit nurturing stone. The divine palace prince killed 307-tailed Jiao serpents in the North Sea, then used ancient techniques to refine them into a wearable jade. This jade can nurture the divine soul, and especially the divine palace prince offers it to Father Emperor. The origin of the jade caused everyone around to be astonished. What killed 307-tailed Jiao serpents? Is the crown prince really that strong? But the important issue isn't the serpents. It's the ancient technique the crown prince mentioned. As far as I know, this ancient technique has been passed down for a long time. That's right, the ancient technique is the most noteworthy thing. It seems this gift will please the great Yan Emperor very much. Even the jade seems shy hearing such excessive praise. People truly treasure it. This gift isn't bad at all. I like it very much. The 2 commoners immediately cheered as expected. However, in the emperor's heart, he thought differently. After all, it's just a treasure that can nurture the divine soul, not overly precious. It was the 2 princes' turn to present gifts, and this prince sent servants with the items, carefully instructing them to avoid any mistakes. This is the universe ancient mirror, which can search for dragon veins within a certain range. The 2 commoners chimed in again, saying, no wonder great Yan princes all have rare and extraordinary treasures. After hearing the elder brothers present their treasures, Ko Huyen trembled with nervousness. The sound of his heartbeat seemed clearer than ever. Suddenly a voice rang beside Ko Huyen. 5th brother, I wonder if after losing to me at the last auction you found a better gift for Father Emperor yet. If not, I'm afraid this time you'll embarrass Father Emperor. The 3rd prince, son of the Empress, not only has a noble status, but from childhood showed extraordinary talent and was deeply favored by the Emperor. The 3rd prince's mother is the Empress of Great Yan, who was originally at odds with the 5th prince Ko Huyen's consort, causing the relationship between the 2 brothers to be like fire and water. They competed in everything, but the one who always suffered was Ko Huyen. Don't worry, third brother, fifth brother has already prepared the gift. The third prince was surprised before. Whenever I provoked him, he always endured it. This time, though, never mind, it's my turn to present the gift now, saying that he stepped forward to offer the gift to the emperor. Divine Palace wishes Father Emperor great joy on his longevity. This is the 7-sage mystic heart pill, refined with the painstaking efforts of 7 sage ancestors from ancient times. The Divine Palace Prince obtained it in the 7-sage ancient realm, especially offering it as a gift to Father Emperor. May Father Emperor live 10,000 years forever enjoying the great Yan Kingdom. But when the news spread, the main hall immediately erupted in excitement. Isn't the 7-sage refining heart pill an ancient tradition? Regardless of the pill's effects, just the name 7-sage alone is enough to astound people. Kuhuin couldn't help but be stunned. How is that possible? How did he manage that? It seems at the last auction he stole my item just to provoke me. That's right, it definitely is the 7-sage refining heart pill. His Majesty appeared extremely pleased and personally came down to inspect. The crowd seeing this scene immediately erupted into loud cheers. His Majesty came down to accept it himself. Meanwhile, the third prince looked smug, enjoying the attention, and Kung Win Hao's eyes were full of emotion. You have gone through so many hardships and dangers to prepare this gift for me. It truly makes me feel grateful. As long as Father Emperor is pleased no matter how difficult it is, I do not mind. The third prince replied, his face showing the look of a good and obedient son. Fifth brother, did you think I would use something ordinary, bought at an auction as a gift? You are too naive, he said, laughing loudly in Kohuin's face. But compared to the third prince, the fourth prince seemed far less impressive. Everyone was still astonished by the treasure just presented. Praises for the third prince echoed everywhere, while the fourth prince quietly stepped back unnoticed. Finally, it was the fifth prince, Kohuin's turn. He gathered all his courage to introduce his gift. Your Majesty, I respectfully wish you great longevity and happiness. This painting was something I happened to acquire during an outing. It contains 2 verses written by a great man with an imposing and deeply expressive demeanor. I humbly present it to you, Father. As the hall fell silent, everyone's eyes widened in surprise at the unique gift of the fifth prince. People were baffled, not understanding what was happening. Other princes had presented precious treasures, but he gave a painting. The third prince sneered arrogantly, and everyone buzzed around Kohuin. Has the fifth prince lost his mind? How could this compare to the third prince's gift? The third prince's offering is definitely the most valuable at this longevity banquet. No matter what the fifth prince gives, it can't surpass that. He'll just have to accept it. It's just a painting, not even worthy of being placed on the table. They thought the fifth prince might not be exceptionally talented, but wouldn't dare offer just a painting. After the noisy chatter, all eyes turned to the third prince with a smug smile. Kohuin, with a shameful expression, and the crowd showered disdainful looks on the fifth prince. At least he has good intentions, the emperor said outwardly, but inwardly he thought differently. Can a mere painting really be a gift? The fifth prince smiled subtly, then loudly said, Father, this painting is very special. Please trust me. In the young prince's clear blue eyes shone determination and sincerity, radiating trustworthiness. He continued, Please open it and enjoy it together with the honored guests here. The emperor sighed, well, let's give this boy a chance. Taking the painting from the fifth prince, the emperor prepared to open it. At this moment, the third prince appeared with an expectant look, as if waiting for his younger brother's self-destruction. Kohuin was extremely nervous inside. The emperor slowly opened the painting, and immediately a powerful sword aura burst forth, leaving the emperor stunned. Everyone nearby was also overwhelmed by the sword aura. What's going on? Where is this sword aura coming from? This level of sword aura is terrifying. The power of the sword aura even fluttered the cloaks of those around. The Emperor of Divine was amazed beyond measure, but it seemed he had realized something, so that's it, I understand now. This sword aura is unbelievably formidable. Each wave of sword aura released force that could destroy everything. The Emperor also immediately recognized that this painting was no ordinary object. It carried a Taoist essence inside. Just by opening it briefly, my own sword Tao has already grown stronger. However, this strong energy seems beyond the body's tolerance. The Emperor could not continue like this. If he got caught in it, he wouldn't be able to escape on his own anymore. Today is also the longevity day with a large number of guests invited. If he continues to comprehend it, it might cause significant disturbances. Huyan Yi, come with me for a moment. Thank you all, fellow practitioners. For the rest of the longevity banquet, I will appoint someone to preside. I and the fifth prince will leave first. If there are any oversights in the hospitality, please forgive us." After the announcement, the father and son from the royal family quickly left, leaving the guests still stunned about what had happened. Will the banquet end so abruptly like this? Could it be because of the sword aura that just appeared? The calligraphy painting presented by the fifth prince of Divium seemed not to be an ordinary gift. Meanwhile, the third prince showed annoyance. What's so special about it? Is the banquet really going to end like this? Elsewhere, the emperor hurriedly asked his fifth son, Huyen, tell your father where you got that calligraphy painting. After hearing Huyen's detailed explanation, the emperor nodded. I understand now. You mean this painting was taken from the hands of a hidden sword Dao master, wandering the world in Thun Vuhua, right? Could it be some ancient monster from the Vuhua sacred ground? Forget it, that person has hidden away, but still managed to put sword aura into an ordinary sheet of paper. Even I have never encountered it before. Father, is the sword intent in this painting really that powerful? Yes, even I have only grasped about 2/3 of the sword intent in this painting. It's terrifying, even the emperor understands only a small part. A sword aura sweeping across 30,000 miles, a sword light piercing through 19 prefectures. Beautiful poetry and elegant calligraphy. Extraordinary sword intent, but also from 19 prefectures that made the emperor ponder deeply. No, could it be that I have understood? The fifth prince was surprised. Father, what have you understood? Well, 500 years ago, the great VM dynasty had a battle with the Golden Claw Great Eagle in the demon realm. Unfortunately, in that battle, our great VM dynasty not only lost, but also had to cede the southern prefectures. Golden Claw Great Eagle? It is a powerful race of the demon realm. Besides humans, there are also the demon realm, demon domain, Buddha domain, and immortal domain. Except for the immortal domain, the other 4 domains border each other, forming a vast world. The southern border of the great VM dynasty is right next to the demon realm. From that, it can be seen that everything was arranged by that master in advance. The master knew you were troubled about choosing the tribute, so he deliberately went there to wait for you. In the end, the master gave you this calligraphy painting because he wanted you to bring it before me. The line of poetry, one sword light cold through 19 prefectures, is vividly depicted with the ultimate goal of restoring the 19 prefectures to the great VM dynasty. Why didn't that master give this directly to father? Wouldn't that be simpler? The emperor calmly explained, you are still too young and inexperienced. The master only tells half. The other half must be realized by oneself. This calligraphy painting made me realize how laughable my hesitation over the years has been. The great VM dynasty honors the sword. Those who cultivate the sword must have the spirit to move forward without retreat, no hesitation allowed. Kung Wen Hao said seriously, after 500 years of oppression by the demon race, it must end. No matter what father decides, I am willing to give my all for you. Very good. From today, the great VM dynasty prepares for a decisive battle with the Golden Claw Great Eagle tribe. News about the upcoming war between the great VM dynasty and the Golden Claw Great Eagle tribe quickly spread throughout the world. At Zhang Chen's house, the little fox was being fed. Zhang Chen wondered. Logically, foxes are carnivores, but it doesn't refuse the vegetarian food I make, and it eats happily. That's less troublesome. If it demanded meat, where would I get it? Thinking carefully with my cooking skills, opening a restaurant in Thun Vuhua would definitely thrive, but it's too complicated. From preparing ingredients, hiring staff, to daily busy work, running a restaurant is not easy. Enough, no more thinking. Every meal must be budgeted. In the following days, while Zhang Chen was upset about eating vegetables every day, the little fox silently thought, are these dishes really what I get to enjoy every day? Actually, at first, I refused to, but from the first bite, I couldn't escape. Seems like it's not bad here. I can both improve my cultivation and have food and drink. The fox was startled to realize it had strange thoughts. Zhang Chen appeared with a gloomy face, making the little fox panic. Its fur was still shedding a lot. Could it be because of eating vegetarian food that I should hunt something? I'm too hungry. What if something happens? I'm going out. Stay at home. Saying this, Zhang Chen went hunting, leaving Dosun Mak alone in the house. The little fox felt indescribable. Just with vegetarian food, its wound had completely healed. It even reached the 10th level of divine power realm, just one step away from forming a demonic core equivalent to the golden core of humans. Suddenly, the little fox felt a strange sensation. Its dantian heated up. A strong energy was rushing straight in. What is happening? The fox's tails appeared one after another, totaling 6 as before, but this energy still continued uncontrollably. What should I do is the power from its bloodline surging out. Suddenly, the seventh tail appeared, surprising the little fox. Too hot, too hot. The little fox cried out, eyes wide open, staring at the new tail. This was the seventh tail. The ancestors of the Dosun fox clan once had nine-tails' extraordinary power and terrifying bloodline known as the nine-tailed heavenly fox. But since ancient times, after a catastrophic battle, the Dosun fox clan suffered heavy losses and was cursed by a powerful being, so the divine vein of the nine-tails no longer appeared. Since then, the bloodline of the nine-tails seemed bound no longer appearing in Dosun. Currently, the strongest divine vein of the Dosun fox clan only has 6 tails. Even Hode, its father, only has 5 tails. The little fox looked at the new tail, lost in thought. According to the clan elder, the appearance of a 6-tailed fox like it is a 1,000-year rarity. Now the 7th tail has appeared. Could it be that the food Jangtron gave it activated the hidden potential in its divine veins? So the master never wanted to keep me as a pet, but wanted to help me activate the fox divine vein and evolve into a 9-tailed fox. The little fox blushed and muttered, "I know, but Master Zhang doesn't know anything." I misunderstood the master. I've decided to wait for the master to return, then I'll transform into a human and repay this kindness. But then it worried, no, the senior doesn't want others to know my identity. If I transform and express my gratitude, the senior will drive me away. Then I won't get to eat those delicious dishes anymore. Dusun Mac laid out a plan to freeload with pride. As long as I keep clinging to the senior, I will keep evolving. By then, I'll be the first of the Fox clan to break the curse and evolve into a 9-tailed fox. From this moment on, Dosun Mac lost the last bit of his shame. Spiritual energy filled everywhere, even spreading outside the house. Mo Van Huang suddenly appeared at Zhang Tren's door. The ascension ritual is too complicated. I wonder if the senior is still here. I've come, senior, I've arrived. The senior swallowed nervously, tense but with excitement in his eyes. Meng Wei Huang seemed to have been watching Mo Van Huang from afar. Sneaking behind her really has secrets. No wonder she hasn't been focused these past few days. Nguyen Huang followed closely behind, but Van Huang seemed unaware. Nguyen Huang carefully observed the small wooden house, simple and ordinary. What is she doing here? From afar, Nguyen Huang saw Van Huang run inside the house. Just minutes later, she ran out with a flushed face, trembling hands, and a racing heart, expressionless. What's wrong with her? No way. Nguyen Huang stared as her beloved little sister passed by without noticing her presence. For the first time in her life, Nguyen Huang saw her sister with such an expression, making her speculate all kinds of things. No, it can't be. Could my sister have fallen in love with some mortal? Remember, she just awakened the immortal Tao Emperor body. The path ahead is wide open. Being held back by a mortal would truly be a disaster. Thinking of this, Nguyen Huang's aura suddenly surged. Nguyen Huang made up her mind. No, I absolutely cannot let this happen. Let me see which mortal dares to be so bold. Saying that, Nguyen Huang stepped into the house. As she approached the door, a strange pull from the house drew her in. The surroundings were filled with Tao energy. What is going on? Could this not just be an ordinary mortal's home? Even with her power at the 8th level of the Golden Core realm, Nguyen Huang was completely powerless against the tremendous power of this place. An unsurpassed existence. This really is an unsurpassed existence, she realized in shock. Appearing now. Zhang Tren stepped forward, politely greeting the strange guest. Welcome, honored guest. In Nguyen Huang's impression, Zhang Tren was an absolutely terrifying existence. Ha ha ha. Zhang Tren smiled warmly at the other, but Nguyen Huang was so scared her face turned pale. Huh? Is my face really that scary? Nguyen Huang was very cautious now, glancing around with beads of sweat on her face. She had heard many times about terrifying existences. They could disguise themselves as ordinary people. She glanced outside. The building, the formation, and the furnishings all radiated immense power. Then she glanced at the little fox proudly showing off. That little fox belonged to Dosun Nyat Mok, and its status was absolutely high. People like that usually seek out prodigies who have fallen from their cultivation, treating them like servants in this life. Nguyen Huang turned pale with fear, looking at Zhang Tren with extreme caution. Zhang Tren seemed embarrassed and slightly angry to be stared at, but still politely offered, "Guest, please have a glass of water first." Okay. Nguyen Huang looked at the cup of water, surely fearing she was being drugged. Zhang Tren remained nonchalant, urging, "Give it to her. It's cooling down already. It's ruined. What now?" This holy maiden was completely frightened, convinced she couldn't escape this disaster. In Nguyen Huang's imagination, Come on, drink this. You'll be my little pawn. Hey. That so-called water drink at first. Nguyen Huang made up her mind deciding to trust this person once. No matter what happens, as long as she escapes this place later, everything will be easier. She took it and downed it in one breath. Oh, there's no adverse reaction at all. What's going on? Even her cultivation is increasing significantly. Zhang Tran didn't notice the change happening within her. Why, from Zhang Tran's perspective, now do cultivators get weirder the richer they are? Why on earth did this lady come to me? He asked. I saw my little sister come here worried about her, so I came too. Turns out she was Van Huang's elder sister. Miss, please excuse our rudeness. My little sister only came to ask you a few questions about Thak Du. Thak Du? Nguyen Huang asked again. Yes. Zhang Tran quickly realized a chance to profit, pulling out Thak Du to offer. These are the ones. Do you want one? Buy quickly. Zhang Tran was starving. These Thak Du stones surprisingly held infinite divine power, wanting to cling to the body. No, I don't like Thak Du. Almost gave him a chance to exploit her, but she definitely wouldn't be subdued by these things. Still not giving up the opportunity, Zhang Tran pulled out a scroll of paper from who knows where. How about this painting? Oh my God, again. Looking at the drawing and the painting, the girl's eyes suddenly brightened. The moment she saw this painting, her origin suddenly grew stronger, as if something had been fully replenished. This person is truly terrifying. How could he even know about my Hanguk Bang Huang's missing origin? This person and that painting are both truly terrifying. Thak Du can't be exchanged for a calligraphy painting. Recently sold 2 like that already. So Zhang Tran just wanted to test the chance with this painting. Honestly, didn't think much. Should I accept it? Nguyen Huang, hesitant. The power in this painting could help replenish Hanguk Bang Huang's origin. But once accepting the deal the other party proposes, she might fall completely into a trap. But as long as she replenishes her origin, her cultivation path will definitely open wide later. But she doesn't want to become this person's pawn. Oh, that over there is a sword array. Isn't it from the 5 princes of the great VM dynasty Ko Huyan? This is the divine sword he uses to condense his life force. What does it mean that the sword array used to condense life force appears here? Did the 5 princes of great VM Ko Huyan also make deals with this person? You have to know my little sister awakened the immortal Dao Huang body, meaning a vast future. And Ko Huyan has recently gained the emperor's favor, very likely to become the next emperor of Great VM. As long as these 2 don't fall, they will be major figures in the cultivation world. He made deals with these 2. Could it be that the blue robe man is executing a big plan right now including me? Does he want all the prodigies in the cultivation world under his control? At this moment, Boss Jiang stood aside, eyes full of pride, face innocent, as if unaware. But wait, maybe it's not that simple. According to rumors from senior officials in the Great VM Imperial Holy Palace, they seem to be preparing for war with the Golden Wing Eagle clan. And all this happened after the 5 princes Ko Huyan gave longevity gifts. Could those behind the scenes be manipulating everything to bury the ancient era? Not only controlling the top powerhouses, they also bury all the geniuses of that era and start a war. Will this time me and my little sister become puppets in his hands? Impossible. Whether to stop his world-overturning plan or for my little sister taking action is probably the only way. For now, just agree to the deal. Use this painting to improve yourself, then find a chance to leave. Ah, I really like this painting. Miss, you truly have an eye for things. Zhang Tran felt an uncontrollable joy upon hearing that. Oh, expelled already? Nguyen Huang accepted the painting and hurried away. She still couldn't believe she was released so easily. Just letting her go like that? Oh my God, unbelievable. Things exchanged for things. Zhang Tran felt a bit disappointed compared to the agate bead necklace her little sister gave before. This nun is really generous, unlike the rich young master who only used a toy sword as a token. Next time they come, maybe we should raise the price a bit. 300 miles away, Nguyen Huang returned and asked if her beloved little sister often went to that wooden house. Sister has been watching me for so many years. She never cared about me, and now that I'm broken, she finally comes. What exactly do you mean? Mo Ben Huang couldn't help but raise her voice. That place is very dangerous, extremely terrifying. I order you never to step there again. The wooden house holds the most terrifying person in this world. He can overturn the world and take the lives of billions of demon creatures. Truly a demon. Do you mean Senior Hong Tran? Could Senior Hong Tran really be such a person? When my life was at its most perilous, you were the one who saved me. Hong Tran, you said that person's name is Hong Tran. Indeed, a terrifying name. Her sister's expression now looked genuinely frightened. But Senior Hong is the one who changed my life. You can say whatever you want about me, but if you slander Senior Hong, even if it's your own sister, I can't accept it. No matter what you say, I will definitely follow Senior Hong. Little sister, I never expected you to be poisoned by that person so deeply. If this tension continues, we might fall out. It's all because that person is too terrifying. Even his own blood sister has become like this. If it were someone else, it might be even more extreme. I can only quickly strengthen my own power, then stop his plan at the very start. As for my sister, I'll let her decide for herself. At this point, nothing I say matters. The only way left is to face the one behind it all. If I had to choose between Senior and my sister, Van Huang's determined eyes already made the decision. I choose to trust Senior. Right now in front of Hong Tren's house. Here it is. Luckily, we found it. If we delayed any longer, His Majesty might have noticed. How dare they imprison our beloved princess, that ungrateful thing. Since the Golden Wing Eagle clan found out we have the six-tailed bloodline of Dusun, they have been provoking us non-stop. The seal His Majesty left on the princess has weakened, proving the Golden Wing Eagle clan seriously injured her. Otherwise, how could this small wooden house imprison our little princess? Damn mortals, our clan's princess with the most divine bloodline is imprisoned by mortals. This is a huge disgrace. Today we will definitely bring the princess back. Charge inside. Jiang Tren was preparing for his morning exercise, sneezing repeatedly. The little fox is still sleeping, probably still regaining strength. Better worry about your own swordsmanship than her. Of course, it's also an advanced skill Hong Tren got from the morning exercise game to boost health. After saying that, he swung his hand. Two Fox Clan warriors charged forward, screaming fiercely. But before they could do anything, they were repelled by Jiang Tren's sword aura, suffering serious injuries. At this moment, he still hadn't realized what was happening around him. What's going on outside? The old man at the gate was in a hurry, running out to check the situation. Damn it, my two beloved disciples, my beloved disciples. The two disciples didn't understand what had just happened. The cause of their injuries was unclear, and before they could see their master, blood was already coming from their mouths. Yes, after a moment, the three intruders finally regained composure. What kind of monster is in this room? Could we have all guessed wrong? Actually, inside is an unparalleled, powerful expert. Moreover, we've already been discovered. It's just that because your bloodline is too weak, he didn't bother to take action. He is warning us. You'd better return to Dosun first to report to His Majesty. So-called powerful experts all have their own temperaments. If he didn't act from the start, he probably won't act later either. Thinking so, the old man and his two disciples quietly returned. So Princess Highness will be safe during this time. You must wait for us to return. Right now at the Wuhua Sanctuary, Nguyen Huang is still diligently cultivating, breaking through the 9th level of the Golden Core stage, but still cannot compensate for her physical shortcomings. How bitter it is to realize that if I can't raise my realm, how can I protect my little sister? How can I fight against that terrifying powerhouse Jiang Tren? No, I absolutely cannot surrender. I must use magic to defeat magic. The icy aura in this painting emits a very pure icy bone aura. It directly freezes the entire tower of Nguyen Huang. Meanwhile, the tower of Van Huang continuously spews out fire. The two guards outside were terrified upon seeing this. Have these two little sisters been cultivating more and more extravagantly lately? If they keep going like this with their efforts, their status will definitely rise more and more in the Wuhua Sanctuary. At the same time, in the Wuhua Heavenly Palace, the Saint Lord asked about the current situation. The Wuthenko ancestor clearly stated he wants to complete the battle promised long ago. The ancestor of the Wuhua Sanctuary is the top powerhouse. It can be said that the current glory of the Wuhua Sanctuary is largely thanks to him. Nothing is more important to the sanctuary than him. Nothing must happen to him. I understand your thoughts, but the ancestor has already decided. Even we cannot intervene further. I don't understand why the ancestor insists on fighting. Originally, he was an outstanding genius, extraordinary talent. Among his generation, he was almost without rival. Together with the ancestor of the Thanvan Sanctuary in their youth, they were considered two shining stars of humanity. Eventually, the Thanvan Sanctuary ancestor changed his mind and decided to fight the ancestor of the Wuhua Sanctuary. This appointment has lasted thousands of years. It seemed it would pass, but the result cannot be canceled. Listen, everyone. Though the two ancestors fight, we should not intervene. But if it becomes dangerous and Wuthang Ko stops, everyone understands the hidden meaning behind that. If it really becomes the most dangerous moment, they will have to take action. After all, the Thanvan Sanctuary has two ancestors in the prenatal stage. Even if one is lost, it won't be too impactful. But we only have one. Currently, the sanctuary has two supreme physical geniuses, appearing a sign of prosperity. In this situation, we need the protection of powerhouses even more. That's all we can do. This action is indeed insidious, unworthy of the sanctuary's reputation, but for the inheritance tens of thousands of years later of the Wuhua sanctuary, all I can say is sorry, Thanvan. The ancestor at Thanvan's residence sneezed loudly, surely because the disciples were teasing him. Cut to Jiangchun's farm. This male lead is harvesting vegetables to prepare lunch. Woohoo, lunch is ready. The little fox's personality seems brighter than when he was first picked up. Could it be he's accepted his master in Do Sun Mak Chan's eyes as a hint of charm? Though it doesn't affect Jiang Tran. After eating, Do Sun Mak rolled over to sleep, mumbling words like nine-tailed evolution. Jiang Tran stood nearby observing and commented, eating neatly too. But on the other hand, this creature's fur is getting shinier and shinier. Could it be turning into a demon? Oh well, this afternoon I'll set up a stall to sell goods if I make money. I'll improve your meals when I return. Outside, everyone happily greeted Jiang Tran. Boss Little Jiang, long time no see. You've been here almost a month and still don't have enough money, huh? A local teased Boss Little Jiang. Suddenly, a panicked voice called out, "Danger, the steward's house has a problem." The steward's daughter last night, the steward's boss's daughter, suddenly fell seriously ill. Why wasn't this reported earlier? If Little Song was sick, you should have come to me last night. Li Tu Sung, the steward's daughter, is only 7 years old this year, obedient, sensible, and often shares food from the shop with nearby merchants. The elders all like her very much, but she has been weak and sickly since childhood. Now that it has happened, everyone is even more worried. At first, they thought it was a minor illness, but even a dozen great doctors were helpless, and the condition worsened. Then why aren't you taking me there quickly? This can't be delayed. Uncle Lon suddenly appeared the steps of a young woman. Turns out, it was an uncle and niece out for a walk. What are those people doing? Probably someone's daughter is sick and they're inviting that young man to treat her. The girl's eyes next to her shine with sadness, just like her. Let's go take a look too. Little Song's illness is very strange. Her pulse breath and body temperature are normal, but her condition is extremely unstable. I've never encountered this disease before. Everything on her body seems normal. So why is it? Master Xiaozhang, please save Little Song. If you can save her, I'm willing to give you all my wealth and serve you like a beast of burden. You two don't have to say that Xiao Jiang will definitely do his best. Doing your best is useless. The problem with this girl is beyond what mortals can solve. Little Song's mother got angry upon hearing this and said, "What is that? Calm down, don't be impatient." No, it turns out it was the girl with two-tone hair I mentioned earlier. Your daughter's problem, the tricks of mortals, can't fix it. This girl isn't sick, but infected with something unknown. She will soon disappear. Can you save my daughter? Her father's hope surged at this. Do you have a way? Regarding your daughter's illness, I am also powerless. But with Uncle Lon here, let her continue. Just consider the girl as your own. This disease can be cured, but there will be damage. Do you accept that will the damage be serious? In the best case, she will suffer lifelong illness and remain mentally slow. This bad news hit Master Li and his wife like a thunderbolt, almost collapsing them. There's no other way. We only have this one daughter. As long as she survives, we must do whatever it takes. As long as she is saved, we agree. Wait, if you two can't cure her, then keep quiet. Leave it to me. I can fully restore Little Song's health without any future side effects. At Zhang Chen's confident statement, both Kuang Lingni and Uncle Lane were amazed. Young man, do you know what you're saying? Of course, Zhang Chen's eyes clearly show he speaks with reason. The title of Divine Doctor isn't just for show. There are many ways to live, I understand. Song Ni is lively, loving, playful, and loves without limits. If the price of living is to lose all that, then I absolutely won't allow it. Kuang Lingni was speechless, but it seemed those words awakened something in her. Fine, she's your daughter. You decide who will treat her. Or should we let Master Xiaozhang try? We still trust Master Zhang more. Lingni sighed. Earlier, the reason she wanted to rescue the girl was because she felt some empathy. If they have chosen that mortal, then just leave them be. This girl was born infected with unclear energy, but because this power is mysterious, it usually doesn't show clearly. It only appears as a weak body with many illnesses. However, the unclear power grows stronger as she gets older. Age 7 is a big danger. What can that young mortal do? Then Zhang Chen pulled out a needle, carefully observed, and slowly inserted it into the girl's body with precision. Is that acupuncture? Both uncle and niece were amazed at the scene. The entire process was extremely detailed and precise, truly worthy of the title Divine Doctor. Uncle Lon, did you see after inserting the needles, he didn't use any spiritual power at all? What technique is this? No spiritual power, but still able to push mysterious forces deep from the marrow out. Zhangchen paid no attention and kept focusing on acupuncture. By now, hundreds of needles had been inserted into all her acupoints, making her look like a cactus. It seemed the needles had taken effect. A strange aura began to seep out from the little girl's mouth. Xiaosong's illness has been cured. With enough rest, she will fully recover. Zhang Chun's confident voice, though sweat dotted his forehead. In no more than 3 days, the girl will happily be by the side of the two young masters, Xiaozhang. Thank you so much, sir. But when Zhang Chun turned back to thank them, the two had disappeared. They were just standing there moments ago, but now nowhere to be seen. Those two were just here a moment ago. At this time, Xiaosong had awakened beside the bed. Her parents wept tears of joy. Daughter, how do you feel now? Brother Zhang, I'm feeling much better now. Outside, Zhang Chun was surrounded by a crowd receiving endless praise. Truly, Master Xiaozhang is amazing. It's just what should be done. Everyone is too polite. After being treated by Zhang Transong, Ni was completely cured. The city has become peaceful and joyful again, just like before. Hurry home to cook for the little fox. While walking, Zhang Tran suddenly met the two from earlier again. Their expressions showed they had been waiting a long time. All right, let's take another route then. Seeing Zhang Chun turn to leave, the two hurriedly called out, Young master, please wait a moment. Clearly, they had deliberately waited for him here. Zhang Tran glanced at the girl. Just a quick look was enough for him to sense something unusual about her body. This is Miss Kwang named Lin Yi, and this is Uncle Lan. Are you also here seeking treatment from me? Kwang Lin Yi was startled, feeling her spirit slightly shaken. Everything had been seen through by him. Kwang Lin Yi, born of noble origin, was expected to become the heavenly maiden of the Kwang clan, possessing limitless power and a bright future ahead. But all was severed by the celestial sound-dead pulse, the most terrifying mental pulse in the cultivation world. No matter the talent, those afflicted cannot live beyond 18 years old. It not only blocks the generation of magical power, but gradually erodes the root cause, forcing the sick to endure excruciating pain. Miss, have you truly decided? Your condition is completely different from ordinary mortals. We have tried for many years, but still cannot resolve it. He is still just a mortal. Though skilled in medicine, can he really do it? Huang Lin Yi, what a beautiful name. Though this surname is quite rare. I know, but I no longer have time. Kwang Lin Yi grimaced, accepting the harsh truth. If so, please come with me home first. Go home. The two looked at each other, thought for a moment, then decided to follow. So Uncle Lan and Lin Ni followed Zhang Chun home together. As soon as they entered, the two were so shocked their faces turned pale. Oh, this is your home. Please sit comfortably. This is a formation. The entire yard is a formation. Could it be we guessed wrong? This young man in blue looks handsome, truly extraordinary aura. Could he be an old monster with extraordinary strength? This strength is at least at the nascent soul level. So what should we do next? Does he want to make a move against us? The two followed the scent and discovered it came from the bowl of food Zhang Tran brought for the fox. As they prepared to eat, the fox suddenly noticed the two strangers. Afraid of having its food stolen, it quickly drank the soup in one gulp. Uncle Lan, is this the Mountain Fox clan? 2 days ago, we heard that the clan's little princess went missing. Could she have been captured by this person? For now, let's pretend we don't know anything. Meanwhile, the little fox fell asleep after eating its fill. It really likes the food from the master. All it does daily is eat and sleep. If it eats a little more, it might break through. A moment later, Zhang Tran examined Lin Ni, checking her feet and discovering a strange illness he had never encountered before. Healing it would be very difficult, very difficult. No wonder Lin Ni's face turned gray and she almost cried. Wait, I never said there's no way. With the right treatment, it can definitely be resolved. Zhang Chun quickly corrected himself. Hearing she could be completely cured, Lin Ni felt her heart bloom with hope. But this is a complete blockage of the heavenly sound meridian. Can it be fully resolved? I am here. So what if it's a complete blockage of the heavenly sound meridian? Zhang Chun smiled kindly. As long as you don't die, give me time, and I will recover you immediately. Lin Ni knelt down and begged, Please, young master, cure this complete blockage of my heavenly sound meridian. I am deeply grateful. You have paid too high a price because of this blockage. Originally a heavenly maiden in the clan, but she was despised and reprimanded. Despite having outstanding talent surpassing the elder brothers, she could not condense her spiritual power. She watched everyone surpass her. Even her father didn't bother to pay attention. Now Zhongtron is her only hope to escape the torment of this complete blockage. Miss, please stand up. There's no need to do that. After all, your condition is a bit complicated and requires a long time to treat. So can you two stay? Stay. Is it necessary to stay? If we don't return to the clan in time, Father will definitely be angry. The next morning at dawn, the food was ready. Today, the shop didn't open for business. We can only continue eating some vegetarian dishes. Then Zhang Tran sensed the presence of some uninvited guests. It turned out to be Lin Ni's two uncles who had just returned from gathering firewood, quietly observing Zhang Tran. They assessed only demonic power, no spiritual power detected. Although they are cultivators, their strength is just average. Uncle Lan, are we really going to stay here? Lin Ni asked, treating Zhang Tran as her last hope. As for the clan leader, I will explain clearly when the time comes. Uncle Lan whispered. Zhang Tran called out that it's time to eat. Cultivators like us don't need to eat. The fox showed a disdainful attitude, acting ungrateful. Don't cry and beg to eat later on. The distance from the sacred land of Wuhua is unknown. A solemn voice rang out saying Mac Ni is currently imprisoned by an unknown, powerful human cultivator. Although not life-threatening, she is treated as a pet. Your Majesty, this is all what I witnessed with my own eyes. The Fox Emperor was enraged and punished me. The Fox Emperor, one of the strongest in the demon realm, on par with the human emperor and the Holy Lord of the Sacred Land. Even such a highly intelligent existence has someone daring to imprison my daughter. Your Majesty, please calm down. Dosun respectfully knelt down. Looks like I have to go there personally. Dosun Feng, tell me the details about that powerful human cultivator. That human cultivator is skilled in swordsmanship, probably very difficult to deal with. Therefore, Your Majesty should not act rashly. We need time to retrieve Dosun's holy artifact. That will make it easier to bring the princess back. With that artifact, it will definitely be better because it specializes in defense, especially against swordsmanship. Let's decide that. The most important thing now is to bring Makni back so I can see if the brazen one who imprisoned my daughter can withstand the Fox Emperor's wrath. Meanwhile, Zhang Tran remained calm, unaware of the disaster about to fall upon him. Achoo! Young master, are you? Okay, I'm fine. Where were we just now? Right. The complete blockage of the heavenly sound meridian you mentioned, it is yin in nature. Because it existed since birth, it caused yin energy to condense and corrode your heart meridian. What needs to be done now is to remove the yin energy inside first to help balance yin and yang. Take this batch of herbs, crush them every morning, mix with clean water and drink. Just use these herbs, Lin Ni asked in surprise. Is there a problem? No problem. A moment later, Lin Ni brought the herbs for Uncle Lan to examine. Just drinking herbs can help balance the yin and yang in the body. Uncle Lan looked doubtful. We'll just try it and see. This reaction from Uncle Lan was a bit unexpected for Lin Ni. Still, she decided to trust them both. Then let's start. It will definitely succeed. Lin Yi began drinking the herbs in sips. Oh, this cool tingling feeling makes my whole body feel cleansed. Miss, how do you feel now? Uncle Lan asked anxiously. Does this medicine really work? Lin Yi was delighted. The power of the complete blockage of the heavenly sound meridian in me is gradually dissipating. Is it really good? Yes, it's really good. Our Lord also needs to make a trip. You want to go? It's only temporary. Just explain clearly to our Lord and you'll come back. Besides, I don't have to leave immediately. Just saying this, Uncle Lan suddenly stopped. His gaze stopped on the person standing opposite him. It turned out that Zhang Tran was practicing sword family health techniques. The two Lin Ni, seeing this, immediately became fearful. Uncle Lan, do you see anything? The young master is also a powerful sword cultivator. The little fox beside saw everything and looked like a senior. Surely it has witnessed this many times before, so it's used to it. The other two looked like they had never seen such a thing before. At mealtime, Zhang Trun treated the two guests to a table full of vegetarian dishes brimming with spiritual energy. Reaching the pinnacle of music, chess, calligraphy, painting, and poetic arts like Picasso, a genius in all fields. The young master has reached the peak in every field. Uncle Lane, I don't want to go anymore. Meanwhile, Zhang Tran was helping Kung Lin Yi while the Veem dynasty and the Golden Eagle clan in the demon realm erupted into war. The result was the Veem dynasty's defeat. The Veem dynasty launched a war against the Golden Eagle clan in the demon realm to support the battle. The Veem dynasty ordered all human cultivators within its territory to join the fight. The battle was described as extremely fierce. Everyday cultivators sacrificed their lives. Blood flowed like rivers in the large battles. The fifth prince of the great Veem emperor, though not as talented as the others, showed courage by leading the soldiers in the first battle. His spirit was strong and decisive. However, defeat in the first battle forced the emperor to summon the princes to discuss strategy. You also know that this time our great VM dynasty lost the war against the Golden Eagle clan. Morale is weakening. The emperor realized that Great VM was losing to the Golden Eagle clan and had to secure victory in the second battle to decide the war's outcome. The emperor believes that the high-level figure who helped them before can assist once again. If that high-level figure gave you this painting, it shows he has goodwill toward our great VM. So I want to ask for his help again. Father thought this through carefully. Your servant feels ashamed. Kohian said, then your servant will prepare and meet that high-level figure again. Wait, I will go with you. Kohuin surprised, huh? After switching scenes, the Jiangtran Kunlin Ni completed the first stage of treatment and rested for 7 days. Now her body is balanced in yin and yang. She is starting the second stage using acupuncture to stimulate major acupoints. Lin Ni's eyes lit up. They all followed the young master's arrangement. After a few days of treatment, Lin Ni was completely won over by Jiangtran. This appearance of Lin Ni looks familiar, just like when treating Tu Song. At that time, she was pierced with needles all over, looking like a cactus. Uncle Lan, you've already been acupuncture. This process takes time. At the right time, you will enter the city to prepare herbs. Thank you, young master. Leave the next matter to me. Jiangtran was thinking about earning money to support his life, because now the house not only has Little Fox, but also 2 more people. If he doesn't find a way to earn extra income, can he survive? Earn whatever is possible. Then Jiangtran rummaged through the house and found a painting he once drew. Wasn't this painting drawn before inspired by swordsmanship? Sword spirit, Severance painting the person in the painting was drawn based on himself. Although in the Xiangxia world he couldn't cultivate, he could imagine and draw his own sword spirit Severance. Thinking this way, Jiangtran decided to take the painting to the market. So the previous paintings didn't sell, but maybe someone would like this new one. Scene shifts to the market. Here a villager, unclear if shop owner or passerby, is scolding the 2 in front. I told you Mr. Tiujiang only displays goods depending on his mood. Maybe he'll come tomorrow. Maybe next month. What's the rush? Turns out the 2 men being scolded are the VM Emperor and the 5th Prince. Those people chased the father and son away. All right, that's all I know. You all better leave quickly. Don't disturb my wife's work. The Emperor and Kohuian stood there stunned, taking it quietly. Even though we knew they were disguised, who would have thought they'd be bothered by commoners like this? Father, it seems that the master really isn't here. Could it be that the master is intentionally avoiding us? Suddenly, the commoner who spoke earlier sighed, oh, look at those 2, Boss Tiujiang has arrived. You 2 are really lucky. He's here, father and son said in unison in the crowd. Jiangtran gradually appeared with a mysterious cold beauty. His eyes gleamed with unfathomable depth. On his shoulder, he carried a burlap sack filled with goods. His lips curled into a faint smile. At least that's how outsiders saw it. Seeing him, Kung Wen Hao was like a female fan meeting her male idol. The master must truly be a master. Over there, the people whispered quietly to Tiujiang, I'm telling you, someone's looking for you. Then the 2 of them glanced toward the other side. Then only Kohuian hurriedly spoke, I am the boss here. Tiujiang suddenly remembered. Indeed, there was a boy who looked quite wealthy who once exchanged a toy-like sword for one of his paintings. That boy. This one here is the emperor's father. At this moment, he looked somewhat suspicious. His gaze was a bit twisted. Both cheeks flushed red. Greetings, Boss Jiang. But Tiujiang felt a chill run down his spine, his face stiffened. Last time at the birthday celebration, my son presented me with a calligraphy piece as a gift. Though I didn't fully understand it, I recognized the deep meaning in it on the day I received it. Yet I still couldn't fully grasp it. So I told my son to take me to meet the boss. Looking back now, the boss truly has an extraordinary demeanor and an excellent bearing. You flatter me too much. It's just something I wrote casually. So today you 2 came here for that painting of the boss. Sword aura raging over 30,000 miles, one sword terrifying 19 continents. Not only is the calligraphy beautiful, but the meaning is also very profound. However, we could never fully comprehend it. What must we do to achieve the one sword terrifying 19 continents? The Emperor wants to understand how to reach one sword terrifying 19 continents, huh? How to achieve one sword terrifying 19 continents? How would I know? Aren't you just making things difficult for me? Or should I just say, I don't know, but that would be belittling myself, wouldn't it? Jiangtran didn't want to demean himself, so he took out a newly painted picture about swordsmanship, or containing a much stronger sword intent. I painted this a few days ago. It's my comprehension of swordsmanship. The spirit contained within is even stronger than one sword terrifying 19 continents. You can distort this painting a bit if you want. If they ask, just let them comprehend it themselves. Seeing the painting, Zhang Tran pretended to be serious and said to the two others, "Everyone has their own way of thinking. Even if I explain, it might not be right. What matters is how you perceive it. If you truly want to comprehend it, you have to observe more and think more." Conveniently, I still have another painting related to the sword. Maybe what you're looking for lies within that one. When the painting was unveiled, a powerful sword intent shot out, causing great astonishment among those present. Brilliant starlight, infinite power made our souls tremble in fear. Who is that? Isn't he a master? The brilliant starlight was shattered by the sword aura, like shimmering smoke and flames. This painting is definitely prepared for our Daivim dynasty. Boss, what must I do to obtain this painting? Lucky to have the chance to do business right upon arrival, and we're returning customers too. Then we have to consider your sincerity. They look wealthy, so surely they'll be generous, right? Surely the father brought money. It's impossible he didn't, right? Sincerity. Ordinary things definitely can't satisfy talented people. Sincerity is important, but what really shows sincerity, boss? Do you think this item can be exchanged for that painting? This is the Heavenly Sun seal of Daivim. Unbelievable. Why is it this again? Could it be that now buying things doesn't require money anymore? How is it so hard to earn a little money? I never expected this father and son to be so stingy. Is it genetic? Well, let's consider it an act of charity. The emperor held the painting in his hands, looking extremely excited. Father, is it okay to use the Heavenly Sun, seal of Grey VM, to exchange for this painting? No, this is the best way. That Heavenly Sun seal is just a symbol. It doesn't have much practical value, but if they accept it, it means they have accepted my invitation and become part of our Great VM dynasty. Later, if the Great VM dynasty is in danger, they definitely won't stand by and watch. Kohing could never have imagined the meaning behind his father's actions, even in his dreams. Truly, the older the ginger, the spicier it gets. Returning this time will be the beginning of Great VM's prosperity. I switched the scene to Zhang Trin's house. All right, acupuncture is done today. Next is combining it with herbal decoction to stabilize the yin-yang energy in the body. Thank you, young master. Although I have only undergone acupuncture by a master, once I can clearly feel changes in my body, especially the meridians that previously couldn't absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, are now clear. It's unbelievable. Uncle Lon, I feel very healthy. Perhaps I don't need to completely remove the heavenly yin severed meridian to break through the divine realm. That's good, but young lady, the heavenly yin severed meridian is still there, so you must be careful. Yes, rest assured I will definitely be cautious. By the way, when someone helps you, you must repay them, but with what? At Tran Yu Pass, tens of thousands of demonic tribes and golden eagles are preparing to start the war. The beating of drums signals a bloody battle about to begin. Demonic tribe attacking. The demonic tribe's army has launched a surprise attack. The shout echoes everywhere. Why is the golden-winged eagle tribe suddenly gathering a large army? What about the demonic tribe? Your Majesty is not present at the pass if a major battle breaks out. How can the two of us stop it? The two officials worriedly. Suddenly, the third prince appeared and spoke. Please, wait a moment. Listen to me. I have two options. First, no matter what they do, we will avoid fighting to prevent casualties. Second, send an envoy to negotiate. Even if Great VM has to yield a step, it's okay. The two officials fell silent after hearing this, hesitant to speak. Who said Great VM will yield a step? The emperor's voice resounded. The emperor has returned. The third prince hurriedly explained, Father, if the golden-winged eagle tribe wants to challenge Great VM, naturally cannot back down. I declare the second great battle begins. Rest assured, Father will not disappoint you. With the help of a Master Great VM, will no longer fear the golden-winged eagle tribe. Master, the third prince, was surprised. Father even brought 5 younger brothers and went alone to find a master. Such a secret matter. Could it be that Father wants to make him the crown prince? Moreover, everything Kohuan has now is thanks to a calligraphy painting from Father's grand birthday. He also said that painting was obtained from a master. Could it be that the master Father mentioned is the same person? After the battle began, fresh blood stained the whole sky red. Great VM fought alone against both the demonic tribe and the golden eagles. Countless casualties. Heavy losses. The situation was not optimistic. O king of the golden-winged eagle tribe, thousands of years ago, Great VM was defeated and had to cede Namcho. This is not only a disgrace for the Great VM dynasty, but also a disgrace for humanity. Today, I will thoroughly defeat the Golden Eagle tribe, reclaim Namcho, and restore the fate of humanity. Truly ridiculous. You have said that many times, but what was the result of the last great battle? Kung Win Hao, you are nothing but a braggart. Yes, today I will lead the golden-winged eagle tribe to thoroughly defeat your great VM. Fine, your soldiers are almost wiped out, yet you still dare talk big. Truly ungrateful, watch me knock you down with one punch right here. The king of the Kim Si Golden Eagle tribe narrowed his eyes. What is this? A painting? Have you lost your mind from defeat? Everyone didn't understand what the emperor was planning. The human soldiers and the demonic creatures were all confused. It seemed the leader of the demonic faction felt insulted. This is truly an humiliation to me. All brothers, advance. As soon as he finished, tens of thousands of Kimbangs rushed in to attack the Divim Emperor. The time has come. The painting officially unfolds. The emperor shouted the name of the technique, or rather, the name of the painting, Starlight. Inside the painting is the image of Jiang Tran holding a sword. The image in the painting seemed to come alive, fiercely appearing in the sky. Don't be afraid. This is just a show of force. Jiang Tran's projection with strong sword intent slashed towards the Kimbang tribe. To everyone's eyes, a brilliant light pierced through heaven and earth. Even the stars in the sky trembled in fear. Heaven and earth, all things in the world were engulfed within it. This tremendous power far exceeded the imagination of all living beings on the continent. The Kimbang Eagle King and his army were completely destroyed in the blink of an eye. But the most terrifying thing was not that, it was the crack in the sky that was truly scary. The void was split in two by a sword stroke. The Kimbang Eagle King sat silently. Yes, that sword stroke made him feel death itself. Kimbang Eagle, King, have you realized your mistake yet? I once said that as long as you return Nam Cho, which Divim had conceded, that would be enough. No other demands. I had agreed. How could I refuse if I truly said no? I would probably lose this little life of mine. Nam Cho originally belonged to humanity, and Divim finally reclaimed it after the battle. A group of people gathered, whispering in disbelief. It's unbelievable that Divim won the second battle despite obvious strength differences, but something strange happened. I heard a man in white stepped out from the Starfall painting and pushed back the demon army. Was that an ancient saint or the ancestor of Divim? At that moment, Nguyen Huang appeared, his cold gaze firmly denying it. I know who that person is now, the Kim Shi Eagle tribe, a powerful force in the demon realm with strict discipline. In the battle between the Divim dynasty and the Kim Shi Eagle tribe, Divim achieved an overwhelming victory. However, this victory was not entirely due to the Divim dynasty, but probably because of a high being controlling Jiang Tran from behind. Everything was under his control. Could he really be that powerful? Has the Divim dynasty been subdued by Jiang Tran? Certainly not that quickly. If he truly holds the Divim dynasty, no one knows what he will do. That is the strongest force of humanity. Any decision would affect the entire cultivation world. Perhaps he hasn't fully controlled the Divim dynasty yet. Unable to think further, Nguyen Huang suddenly turned to look at the painting hanging on the wall. Icy cold aura radiating from it. Since that day, I have constantly studied the painting and repair my flawed origin, and the results have been very good. I can clearly feel that the Han Nguk Bang Huang body has transformed compared to before. Cultivation has become not only smoother but stronger, yet I still feel something is missing. This Thien Li Bang Fong painting helps me continuously advance in cultivation, but the Han Nguk Bang Huang body seems to have reached its limit. The origin has been repaired but is still slightly lacking. At first I thought it was just an illusion, but the more I cultivate, the stronger this feeling becomes. Could this also be a trap set by that person? Knowing I wanted to repair the Han Nguk Bang Huang body, he gave me this painting, but in reality it not only fails to fully restore my origin, but also negatively affects me. That person seems to be helping me, but in truth wants me to gradually fall into his trap and completely control me. Have I been deceived by him? It's all because I was too impatient in physical cultivation without considering the consequences. Now, the flaw in my origin will definitely affect my cultivation progress later on. Before, I thought I could repair my origin to quickly strengthen myself and face Jiang Tran, but now that plan has fallen apart. Moreover, if the opponent is truly as strong as I predicted, I still can't reveal this to the Holy Lord and the Elders. He is an existence that even the Holy Land cannot confront. Revealing this would definitely cause huge trouble. It seems there is only one way left. Whoever caused this must be the one to end it. We have to pay him a visit. Young master, let's head home. At this moment, Jiang Tran was performing acupuncture on Kung Lin Yi. Her moans echoed through the young master's house. May I ask if you're done? Kung Lin Yi was too exhausted to speak clearly. All right, Jiang Tran understood immediately and announced the acupuncture was finished. Next was preparing the medicine and drinking it. These days have been really busy, having to go to Thunvuhua daily to prepare herbs plus acupuncture for Kung Lin Yi. Since arriving here, I've never been this diligent. I'll take a short nap now. Everyone in the house, please help out. Jiang Chun stretched and apologized to the young master, saying we'll handle things at home. Miss, the medicine is ready. It won't be long before you can take it. Oh, the young master's pet Lan Thuk exclaimed. Look, her evolution is almost complete. As far as I know, the strongest bloodline of the Do Sun Fox clan is the Fox Emperor with 5 tails, but this little fox seems even stronger. If I'm not mistaken, she's the daughter of the Fox Emperor, the 6-tailed Do Sun Mac. If she really is Do Sun, Mac being raised by the elder is a blessing for her. Since the great battle in the ancient era, the Do Sun bloodline has been cursed and no pure descendants have appeared since. Do Sun Mac has 6 tails. Although far from her prime, just being near this elder will keep her evolving. Reaching 9 tails is not impossible. Wait, has the Do Sun Fox clan ever had 9 tails? How many years has it been since then? Now she's back to 1 tail. Looks like she still needs more sleep. Miss Kung, it's time to take your medicine, the servant reminds her. All right, Kung Lin Ni replied, taking the cup and drinking it all at once. She clearly felt the influence of the heavenly sound, severed veins gradually weakening. Thanks to the treatment, the young master said that after the second treatment, things would change significantly. And upon completing the 3rd step, the heavenly sound, severed veins would be completely eliminated. Then I can focus on cultivation and choose my own path. Suddenly she felt a cold aura enveloping her. Miss, someone is here, the servant reported. At that moment, Nguyen Huang appeared. Oh, who are they? A man and a woman, could they be? Jiang Tran's accomplices? Impossible, a fierce character like Jiang Tran wouldn't have accomplices. These two one's cultivation is low, the other only slightly higher. Definitely not worth Jiang Tran's attention. Ah, I get it, they're just pawns, even cannon fodder. Looks like I'm much more valuable. Kung Lin Ji noticed the contempt in Nguyen Huang's eyes and felt oddly uncomfortable. I've been here a long time and never seen anyone come yet. She glanced over Nguyen Huang from head to toe. She's somewhat pretty, but only slightly better than me. I find her really annoying. Lin Ni puffed her cheeks in frustration. Lan Thuk, standing beside, noticed Lin Ni's childishness and spoke up. Missa, maybe this is the young master's guest, but since he's resting, no one is here to receive them. Let me entertain the guest properly then. Lin Ni forced a smile and greeted the guest, but Nguyen Huang completely ignored her, as if she didn't exist. Who are you? The young master is resting. I won't allow you to disturb him. What does it have to do with you? Nguyen Huang replied coldly. She truly became even more detestable. Lan Thuk noticed the guest's rudeness and intervened. Miss, your behavior is inappropriate. Nguyen Huang frowned, channeling her spiritual power, chilling the air around them. It seemed she was ready for a fight inside the house. Jiang Chun, sleeping, felt the cold waves shiver through him. Why is it suddenly so cold? When Nguyen Huang deliberately charged in, Lan Thuk immediately stopped her. Miss, your behavior is inappropriate. This old man's strength is not inferior to mine, Lan Thuk said. Lin Ni called out, saying no more. Nguyen Huang continued to channel power, unleashing the Phoenix True Intent, preparing for battle. Kung Lin Ni was amazed. That's the Phoenix True Intent. You're the saintess of Wu Hua Mo, Nguyen Huang, right? If you know who I am, then step aside. What do you mean? Ha ha ha. So what if it's Saintess Wu Hua? Lin Ni said firmly. Could it be that our Quang clan is afraid of you? Unable to hold back any longer, Lin Ni also stepped in to stop Nguyen Huang. Quang clan, that name suddenly reminded Nguyen Huang of something. The Quang clan is the ancient Zhengquan inherited from the ancient times. Although a branch of the human race, they are unlike other forces. The Quang clan often hides in a mysterious, small world, rarely appearing, even when the human race faces extinction. Therefore, though they are human, the cultivation world's public opinion about the ancient Zhengquan is not very good. There are even rumors that the destruction during the ancient period was related to those descendants. No wonder there was contact with that person. Zhang Tren turned out to be the one behind the ancient period's collapse, and now he's planning something. But so what? Nguyen Huang ignored Lan Uncle's threats and pressed forward. I want to enter this place. You lot can't stop me just because you want to. Arrogant! Lan Uncle was furious, ready to attack at any moment. Nguyen Huang did not back down either, ready to fight. Our Quang clan wants to teach you a lesson. While both sides prepared for battle, Jiang Tran woke up, and upon stepping outside was caught by a sudden chill that made him sneeze. Yet the momentum of both had quickly dissipated. Ah, what just happened, and is that the young master? Quang Lin Ni's eyes shone brightly as she looked at Jiang Tran as if just waiting for this. How could this be Nguyen Huang's sudden suppression of her magic power? Why is it so cold? Right, why such a big commotion? Oh, is that Nguyen Huang lady? Business has arrived. Yes, Jiang Tren was feeling down because he was short on money, like finding a thin mat when sleepy. Nguyen Huang lady is truly an honored guest. Please come inside. Huh, is she someone the young master knows? Lin Ni was speechless. As for Nguyen Huang, she wasn't too surprised that Jiang Tron knew she was here. From her perspective, it was clear Jiang Tron had anticipated her coming here. Her physical root had not yet been fully restored. Surely this was a trap by the opponent. So Nguyen Huang went into the house with Jiang Tron. Come on quickly inside, it's a bit cold out here. Jiang Tran gave a warm smile. Nguyen Huang trembled all over, but not from the cold. She was scared. Young master. Lin Ni softly asked, Lan uncle, what's the relationship between this Nguyen Huang and Senior? Senior's realm is very high. I can't speculate. Although Saintess Vu Hua has a very strong talent, she hasn't yet caught Senior's eye. If there is a relationship, it's probably just Senior guiding a junior. Senior guiding a junior. Lan uncle's words make a lot of sense. Saintess Vu Hua may be pretty, but what kind of person is Senior? Senior has long stopped caring about these mundane things. The reason she smiled to welcome the other must be because Senior pointed out to Junior, definitely that's it. At most, the relationship between Senior and Junior is not the same as ours. I have always been by the young master's side, and the young master has always cared about me. On Theonam Tweetmut, you could say we keep each other company day and night. If talking about relationships, I'm actually closer to the young master. That Nguyen Huang is just a kind-hearted young master, warmly receiving guests just like Dosa Mac. But maybe the young master prefers women with real strength and talent. If that's the case, I have to try harder, keep working hard. Seeing her niece gradually mature with somewhat immature thoughts, Lan uncle could only sigh, let the young lady handle her own affairs. After entering the room, Jiang Tran quickly poured tea and invited Nguyen Huang. Nguyen Huang sipped a tea while looking around, feeling the peaceful and comfortable scholarly atmosphere here. Nguyen Huang lady, is there something you need here? Jiang Tran asked casually, making Nguyen Huang so startled she almost spat out her tea. Dangerous indeed. This person is truly dangerous. Are you all right, lady? Jiang Tran's voice was gentle. His friendly smile naturally made the other person feel comfortable. The atmosphere around him was both calm and comfortable, making people unconsciously immerse themselves in it. But in fact, Jiang Tran was calculating in his mind at this moment. Recently, income hasn't covered expenses. I must seize this opportunity. Luckily, this young lady showed up. Tu Jiang was so excited that she didn't hesitate to use her business smile. If it weren't for her solid cultivation, Nguyen Huang would have been caught up in this act a long time ago. She told herself to keep a steady mind and not be shaken. The boss of the painting last time really brought me many benefits, but there are still a few points I can't quite understand. It seems like something is missing from that painting. Very good, I've made it clear. I realized early on that there was a trap set in your painting. Now I want to see how you explain it. Jiang Tran really didn't understand missing what exactly. Hearing Nguyen Huang say that, Jiang Tran also seriously thought for a moment and said, what is missing needs to be explained. It's best to say I don't know. How could I possibly know what's missing? That painting, Bang Fong Fungandum, I painted myself, isn't bad at all. The brushwork, the artistic conception, everything is perfect. How could anything be missing? Seeing Jiang Tran's expression, Nguyen Huang, sitting opposite, carefully observed. Maybe he already knew her trick and was testing him. I know, Miss Nguyen Huang, have you been observing the painting every day since you got it? Yes, that's exactly right. Then it's correct. You only see the surface of the painting. You haven't truly grasped the artistic conception. The real artistic conception hasn't been realized, just like when painting. You only paint the surface, not the core, not the essence. The artistic conception is indeed artistic conception, but you can't really blame yourself. That painting was drawn by my own hand. Skilled technique, profound artistic conception. Although you partially comprehend the meaning within, it's still too early for you to fully understand that painting. That's right, you're still inexperienced, and I'm talking about you. But what does this person mean? Is he implying that I'm too obsessed with that painting, or that I rushed to repair my physical foundation and neglected other things? But what have I overlooked? Could it be that this person deliberately left a flaw in the painting to control me? All right, I'll show you another painting and you'll understand immediately. Wait, where did I put it? Jiang Tran, what exactly do you mean? Nguyen Huang pondered deeply. My head hurts. I'll stop thinking for now. Oh, the museum shelf that used to hold the sword guard and carved stone. There's now an additional item next to the sword guard. There's an engraving that says Daivim on top. Could it be an artifact from this Daivim dynasty? Looks familiar. I think I've seen it in ancient texts before. The ancient text recorded all kinds of secrets, including a pattern exactly like this one. It seems like that thing is identical to the item before me now. Could it be the seal of the heavenly son of Daivim? Yes, that's right. It is the seal of the heavenly son of Daivim. This is exactly the seal of the heavenly son of Daivim. Stunning the seal of the heavenly son of Daivim is the treasure left by the founding ancestor of the Daivim dynasty. Possessing this item means becoming the emperor of Daivim, like the jade seal that passes down the throne in mortal kingdoms. But the Daivim emperor usually carries this with him, so how could it appear here? Unless the Daivim emperor took it out himself. Could it be that the Daivim emperor, wanting to defeat the Kimsi Great Eagle clan, didn't hesitate to trade this seal of the heavenly sun with Zhongtran? That would mean Daivim sacrificed half of its kingdom. If that's true, isn't Zhongtran directly controlling the Daivim dynasty? Meanwhile, Zhongtran was still rummaging for something. Where is it? Why can't he find it? Terrifying, truly terrifying. This person's schemes and plans are even more frightening than I imagined. This guy is really too dangerous. What now? What should I do? Maybe I should just run away. Found it. Hearing the voice, Nguyet Huang hurried back to her seat, apologizing for keeping her waiting. Miss Nguyet Huang, please look at this painting. I think it suits you better right now. At this moment, Nguyet Huang put on a weak, pitiful, helpless expression. No one escaped in time. Seeing Nguyet Huang's suspicious expression, Zhongtran couldn't help but wonder what was going on. If you say it's appropriate, then it must be appropriate. Why was I so foolish to come here to do business? It's like leading myself into a tiger's den. If something unfortunate happens, I could lose my life immediately. Luckily, I haven't told the Holy Lord about this. Otherwise, the sacred land of Wuhua might be destroyed. Ma'am, you haven't looked yet. How can you know I'm telling the truth? Why do I feel like I'm being forced into a buy-sell deal? I'm not threatening her, right? Yes, the boss's realm is very profound. Whatever he says is correct. I'm just a junior. I just have to listen, right? What, miss? Why are you so polite? Stop the formalities and stand up. It's better for juniors to kneel. Nguyet Huang said with wide eyes, then just take this painting. The rule remains the same. Can't understand it, so just get it done quickly. Nguyet Huang pondered the old rule. So what will the price be? In Nguyet Huang's eyes, little Zhang looked no different than a demon. I understand, like last time after completing the deal with him, I can leave this place. Hurry up. What else do I have on me that can be taken? The precious, heavenly cold prison ice emperor was already given to him last time. The things on me, the other party definitely won't look at them. What now? The great Yan emperor has taken out the heavenly sun seal for the deal. If I casually take out a few things, it will surely cause dissatisfaction with the other party. What kind of trash is that? Do you want my life? I was wrong. Please spare me, miss. I didn't do anything to you. Zhangtren was truly distressed, but could only use the last resort. Nguyet Huang Ten took out a treasure from within herself. What is this? Seeing this item emerge from Nguyet Huang's body, Zhangtren was quite surprised because it naturally gave off a coldness perfect for a freezer. Here you can call it the cold prison Phoenix Soul. Is this acceptable? Just by looking, it's clear this is even more precious than the silver pin from last time. Just a painting is worth that much. Zhangtren thought silently, cold prison, Phoenix Soul, a treasure condensed from the heavenly, cold prison Ice Emperor's essence. This treasure contains the true Ice Emperor's essence. Although not a magical artifact, it holds unparalleled value. It's equivalent to Nguyet Huang's life. In other words, Nguyet Huang is using her own life to make this exchange. This is the final action because the great Yan Emperor has already spent half the kingdom. If this time only a few external items are used, it definitely won't satisfy the other party's greed. Why do evil people always like to control others like this? Nguyet Huang helplessly accepted her fate, tears falling in despair. Damn, in the end, still caught in the net. Outside, Lanthuk and Lin Ni were watching Nguyet Huang as she stepped out. Lanthuk asked what happened to Nguyet Huang. I'm not sure either. When she arrived, she was fine. But when she left, it looked like she was running away. Maybe she gained some benefit from the senior that she doesn't want others to know about. Every work of the senior contains many hidden meanings. Just a glance can bring many insights. Lin Yi sulked unhappily. I want that too. I have to train hard to get the young master's guidance. Yeah, miss, keep it up. A few minutes later, Nguyet Huang arrived back at the Wuhua mountain range, finally escaped. This time, it was really a big loss because to escape, I lost my life to the enemy. But oh well, if I hadn't paid that price, I probably wouldn't have escaped. Now this painting is the only thing left. I must examine it carefully. When opening the painting, a fierce cold aura erupted. The icy breath of this painting is truly immense. The flaw in Mui at Huang's spirit is gradually being mended. So that's it, I understand now. You said I was too focused on the imagery in the painting and ignored myself. This is the cold prison, ice emperor essence. I was born with awakened. I only knew about my strong physique and neglected cultivating my spirit, which caused the flaw. Now I clearly understand, just by looking at this snowy mountain painting. Snow mountains are still snow mountains, but it's not that they don't care. It's about seeing oneself as a snow mountain situated amidst the vast heaven and earth. Over time, my spirit will grow stronger and the flaws will gradually be repaired. The Han Nguk Ice Emperor's body and spiritual powers seem to be merging into one. This painting's truly powerful. It not only helps repair the physical foundation, but also enhances spiritual cultivation. This matter, I fear, is something only a sage could accomplish. Isn't that wrong? Why have I started to worship that person again? That is the one behind everything who wants to destroy the entire world. This painting was also obtained at a great cost. It was just a transaction. There should be no reverence involved. Forget it, drop it. First, I must calm down and regain eternal peace. The calmer I am, the more Moon Emperor thinks of Zhongchen. The more I think about him, the cuter he seems. Could it be that he's already engraved deeply in my soul? But I've already spent the Phoenix true intent. I fear now even my life is held by him. Let's take it one step at a time. If someday both my body and mind are controlled by him, I just need to hold on to my true heart. Yes, Emperor. Why have you come here? Yes, Emperor. Looking at the elder sister in front of me, her expression seems to be giving some advice. Then she said I must go to the Wuhua Holy Land tomorrow. The Wuhua Holy Realm is a place of cultivation within the Wuhua Holy Land. Inside, not only is there an intense spiritual force of heaven and earth, but also various insights left by the ancient masters of the Holy Land. It's a land of creation. Once officially appointed as a successor, one gains the right to enter and retreat in seclusion. But if one is careless, the cultivator might completely sink into the void, causing the spirit to be sealed and unable to awaken. The Moon Emperor also once entered the Wuhua Holy Realm, but nearly failed to escape. So at this moment, the Cloud Emperor is a bit fearful of not being able to come out, which is why she specially came here to greet. After all, the two are blood sisters. No matter what, there is still family love. Yeah, so be careful. I understand. At this moment, the Cloud Emperor noticed the painting behind and angrily shouted, "Sister, you've also gone to the Elder's place, haven't you? What am I afraid of?" Hump's sister also benefited from Elder Zhang, didn't she? That benefit, just looking at it, could cost your life. If you don't spend your fundamental essence, you can't escape. Sister Moon Emperor, where I go, has nothing to do with you. It's none of my business. Do you think I want to care? Now you're just annoying. It's because you say one thing but do another. You say Elder Zhang is terrifying, yet you benefit from him and even bring back a painting. If you really think of that way, why don't you give me that painting? I'll return it to Elder Zhang. Sister, you're really something else. Preventing others from seeing Elder Zhang, yet going there yourself to tease me. Surely that was me paying with my life. How could I return it? It's my matter. Don't interfere. You should focus on preparing to enter the Wuhua Holy Realm. Talk to me after you truly gain power. As expected, Sister still fears that if I awaken the immortal Tao Emperor body, it will threaten her position. That's why she hid me from Elder Zhang's place. Moon Emperor, I didn't expect you to be such a person. Sister, coming to Zhang Tron's place, I do not oppose. I even support it, but the one thing you must never do is to benefit from someone and then slander the senior. The senior never did anything wrong to you, nor is he a bad person. Sister, what you did was really excessive. Truly two-faced on the surface, and behind the scenes another side. I have never intended to touch your position as the saintess. Now I have decided, when I leave the Wuhua Holy Land, I will definitely compete for this position to repay this grudge and give Senior Zhang a surprise. Here I go again. What's going on? These two sisters make me so tired just looking at them. In the Heavenly Palace, Wuhua discussions were heard. The Patriarch of Thanvan Holy Land will not live much longer due to a long-standing wound. He himself knows this well. Therefore, in this battle, he will surely give his all. Although I have great trust in our Patriarch's cultivation and strength, this opponent is someone who disregards life and death. Are you all ready? Reporting to the Holy Lord, everything is prepared. Surely even the Patriarch himself knows this by now. He knows, but after he learned of it, he did not stop us. That's good. Remember this, except for those here, no one else must be told. Yes, if this leaks out, it will be very troublesome. No matter what, this battle must be kept absolutely secret. About 500 miles from Wuhua Holy Land, Van Lam has things he must carry out. The great battle years ago, ending in my defeat, remains an endless regret. Now my fate is about to end. Regardless of the outcome of this battle, whether like before or not, I will have no regrets for what I have done. Fine, I will accompany the patriarch, truly worthy of being my devoted junior. Since childhood, I have nurtured Van Lam, hoping to raise another peerless, strong warrior. Having such a junior with that physique, my life is considered fulfilled. Yes, all right, let's depart though. There are still 3 days until the battle day. We can take it slow. Yes. What is that patriarch? Why is there a wooden house in this wilderness? At Zhongtran's house, Zhongtran's fingers swiftly glided over the strings. Each clear note resonated, making everyone around feel stirred. Oh, a master is playing the instrument. The spiritual power in the body started to surge again. Someone suddenly remembered they hadn't practiced the instrument in a long time and relaxed a bit. Every note played by the senior contains a very high artistic conception. Such skill is truly celestial. Even though we don't understand music theory, our bodies can't stop moving. Let's go. Let's stop here today. Suddenly, someone uninvited appeared at the door. Who is Lan Thuk unknown, but definitely not an ordinary person. Whether intentional or not, this person's aura manifests, creating a very terrifying atmosphere. The masked person pulled the cloth down, revealing the patriarch's face, but somehow it looked like something an ostrich. What's wrong, Bart? Was that you playing the instrument just now? Yes. Upon hearing confirmation from the owner of the music, the patriarch immediately jumped down. Before Zhongtran appeared an incredibly beautiful girl, holding a finely crafted instrument that seemed very valuable. Indeed, her skill is truly superb. Lan Thuk and Lin Ni exclaimed together in surprise. Is that a chair? It turned out that not long before the two disciples heard music from the mountain. The people there were a mortal, 2 cultivators, and an old man with decent cultivation. Why is there a mortal here? This place is very close to the Wuhua Holy Land. It harbors many risks for cultivation. Perhaps they will face many life-threatening dangers, as mortals rarely survive. Honestly, from childhood to now, I have never met a true mortal. That's the sound of the instrument. A very special sound. Completely different from anything I have encountered before. The music theory there and that feeling are truly distinct. Music theory never encountered before, even Damdai Van Lam has never met it. Then isn't the opponent a saint-level person? Let's go. Let's check it out. We came here because the junior is deeply studying the art of the zither. But the more immersed we are, the more we feel the vastness of the Tao of music. I wonder if I may invite senior to listen to a piece played by a junior. If there is anything lacking, please kindly point it out, senior. All right. So these 2 guests have come to me for guidance on playing the guqin. They heard from the guests but didn't understand anything. The guqin of this beautiful girl looks far more valuable than the one in my hand. From that, it seems the older and younger one are probably quite promising potential guests. Perhaps they can start from the musical aspect. Please, miss, I must try to clear all distractions from my mind to enter a state of spiritual emptiness. Playing the guqin requires not only technique, but also emotion. Van Lam began playing for Zhongtran. The sound of the strings rolled like ocean waves, like fresh flowers blooming. The artistic conception is not ordinary. Lanthat, the girl's playing, is extraordinary. Indeed, her music melds harmoniously with the surrounding heaven and earth. It contains a profound artistic conception. The sound rings out ding, ding, dang, dang as she plays, gathering the spiritual energy of heaven and earth continuously. I have never encountered a cultivation method like this. It seems she cultivates while playing, increasing her realm. It must be the legendary celestial sound saint body. No doubt the celestial sound saint body. She is the contemporary saintess of the Thanvan Holy Land. It seems that old man is Thanvan too. Whether it's Van Lam with the celestial sound saint body or Thanvan too, both are famous and respected figures in the cultivation world. I've heard that when young Thanvan too was seriously injured and now he doesn't have much time left. It seems he wants to spend his remaining time nurturing the celestial sound saint body. Although I don't understand musical cultivation deeply, it's clear that Van Lam has met a senior. This will make her path ahead easier. Yes, let's wait and see what will happen. Van Lam stopped and said, "This piece is called Kindred Souls. It reflects my realizations over the past few days. Senior, how do you feel? In the Holy Land, everyone calls me the saintess and respects me greatly, but I always feel lonely. I have always hoped to find a kindred soul who truly understands me, and that's why I composed this piece." After listening, Zhongtran only said one sentence. "The music is too flashy, a bit exaggerated." Everyone was shocked. Damdai Van Lam, bearer of the celestial sound. Saint Body is the contemporary saintess of Than Van Holy Land. She doesn't need to cultivate, just grasping the true path of musical cultivation can easily make her a saint. In the Holy Land, everyone worships her. Juniors respect her. Seniors love and protect her. But Van Lam understands clearly that she is different. The celestial sound Saint Body forces her to walk a lonely path. Kindred Souls is her heartfelt desire to find a true kindred. However, to Jiang Tren, this music is just flashy, exaggerated, and ornate. Van Lam painfully collapsed to the ground. Van Lam, you have spoken too harshly. This junior of mine may be young, but her Guqin skills have reached a peak. Sir, do you think that's a mistake? Her piece, Kindred Souls, is good, but the artistic conception is too shallow. I know she wants to convey the idea of seeking a kindred soul, but the arrogance in the music is too blatant. Her demeanor is too lofty. This is not about finding a kindred soul, but just thinking highly of herself. But it's understandable. She was loved since childhood and has never faced hardships. How could she compose a profoundly deep piece? Although I don't understand music theory deeply, what he said isn't wrong. Than Van Holy Land has protected Van Lam too well. We only thought about letting her grow up, almost never letting her face any difficulties. So that's it. Senior's teaching is very correct. Thanks to Senior's reminder, the junior realized there was arrogance in her heart while playing. So may I ask Senior, how should I revise this piece? Van Lam's face gradually grew serious. Then Van Tu couldn't help but feel proud seeing his disciple maturing. Van Lam, you, truly bring peace to my heart. You've finally grown up. But this piece cannot be revised. It was completely ruined. Hearing Jiang Tron's words, Van Lam felt like she was about to break. It's ruined, it's ruined. Come back here. Van Lam panicked, her mind lost. Following the senior's lead, Van Lam had studied music theory since childhood and was deeply obsessed with it, hoping he would say something good, otherwise it might be ruined. Van Lam, is it really necessary? Guests are one thing, but everything I say is sincere. If you can't hear or accept it, I have no other way. Then Jiang Tron took out his instrument to teach Van Lam how to improve the piece. This can only be felt, it cannot be expressed in words. So listen to me play a piece, then compare it to the piece you composed yourself. If you notice the difference, then it can still be saved. If not, I advise you to give up this path. Do you want to listen? Please teach me, Senior. Jiang Tran's skilled fingers began to touch the strings. The music gradually captivated everyone. It seemed as if they were all sensing another world. A wonderful melody spread through the heavens and earth. The sound was melodious, like a stream flowing through the mountains. Vague images appeared. It was a noble monk gifted passionate about music theory who spent every day with his instrument. One day, the monk was sitting in the mountains playing a melodious tune on his zither. Suddenly, he noticed a young man standing in the wild mountain, clapping and praising. Curious, the monk began to interact with the young man. To his surprise, he realized the young man had a deep understanding of music theory. From then on, they became soulmates, not only sharing heartfelt exchanges in the forest, but also performing wonderful pieces together. 3 years passed, and the monk had to temporarily leave due to monastery affairs. They promised to meet again the next spring when the flowers bloomed to perform together once more. But when the monk returned, he learned the tragic news the young man had died 6 months earlier from illness. Heartbroken, the monk went to his soulmate's grave, wept, and played a sorrowful tune. After finishing the piece, the monk screamed in tears. He felt that the young man was gone and no one in this world could understand his music anymore. In his pain, he smashed the instrument in his hands and vowed never to play again. Indeed, from that day until his death, the monk never touched any musical instrument. When the piece ended, someone asked, "Senior, your playing truly is genuine soulmate music." "Senior, what is the name of this piece?" The monk replied, "A piece called Universe Breaking the Edge of the World Soulmate." Another said, "This piece is called High Mountain Flowing Water." Hearing the name, everyone was stunned. High Mountain Flowing Water implies a very famous story in China. Immediately, Van Lam knelt down and said, "Please, Senior, teach me. If you accept me as your disciple, I vow to go through mountains of blades and seas of fire for you. But I only teach music theory. Of course, you don't have to formally take me as your master. Learning music theory requires patience. I wonder if you two can come every day." "Yes," Van Lam answered. "That's easy. I will build a wooden house next to you." "What? Old Uncle Dam, Dai Van Lam, won't be staying here long, right?" At this moment, the ancestor, after carefully observing the decorative items in the living room, was deeply shaken psychologically. No need to mention the stone carvings and self-portraits. If I'm not mistaken, These are the 9 heavenly cold eyes ice-crowned soul containing Phoenix, true intended along with the artifacts of the Son-Yo tribe in the Great Flame Heavenly Sun seal mirror. Previously, the Great Flame dynasty had defeated the Kimsi Great Eagle tribe, but no one knew exactly how they achieved victory. It was only known to be an overwhelming sword technique that stunned the heavens. Could it be related to this person? Elder Master Jiang Chun stared at the ancestor and continued, "You don't have long to live." "You are right, I really don't have long to live." "Haven't you thought about treatment?" "I have, and I've tried many methods, but all were useless." Remembering his youth, Than Ventu was once a famous, powerful cultivator in the immortal cultivation world. At that time, I had a body full of vitality, handsome and elegant. Ngoc Tu Lam Fong is carefree and uninhibited, truly a rare character. But unexpectedly, when I was young, I was accidentally injured, and that wound affected my root cause. However, as the elder of the Thanvan Sanctuary, I did not sit idly waiting to die. Over the years, I have made use of all the sanctuary's resources from thousand-year elixirs, magical treasures, divine powers to immortality. Pills, but none were effective. I had to accept my fate watching my lifespan gradually diminish. For many years, I have long been in despair. Now my only 2 wishes are to complete the battle and to nurture Dam Dai Van Lam. As for everything else I have come to terms with, it no longer demanding anything, just hoping to continue living. Though many attachments remain, this is my destiny, I have accepted to stop. No need to act as if this is a tragic farewell. That was just because your previous method was wrong, Elder. Don't exaggerate. I think you can still be saved if you have the right method. Your issue is very easy to solve. What? You just said it's simple. You mean my injury is very easy to fix. Don't get so worked up. I'm afraid your heart can't take it. Though you are old, your body is still not bad. The problem isn't the medicine, but the training. How do you mean? That's right. Do you understand health cultivation? Training in health cultivation. Those 4 words suddenly pressed heavily on the elder's mind, leaving him shocked. Health cultivation training. It seems this master doesn't realize I've been injured down to my very source. My lifespan is depleted. In other words, I have lived enough. Even longevity pills are useless, let alone health cultivation training. How could that work? Don't you know this method has no effect on me at all? I say it works because it does as long as you want it. Otherwise, I wouldn't force it on you. All right, I'll give it a try. That's the spirit. I have something very suitable for you. Wait a moment while I get it. Oh, it seems I still cannot give up hope of continuing to live. Seeing a chance makes my heart eager to grasp it. The so-called depleted lifespan means no method can extend it unless the body is filled with vitality, once more living a second life. But such a thing has never happened since ancient times. Well then, just try it. Sorry to keep you waiting. Look at this. Saying that Zhang Tran placed the book on the table, The Complete Guide to Health Cultivation. Such abundant vitality. How could it be possible? Just seeing the 4 words on the cover, I felt the life force in me seemed to be recovering. This is a book I compiled during my free time containing my insights on medicine. You can flip through it. The elder swallowed nervously and opened the book. Then I also want to broaden my horizons a bit. Look, as long as you cultivate, according to what's in this book, it definitely won't be wrong. Not to say you can completely change, but living a bit longer is certainly not a problem. Exactly the key is the movements at the beginning. Those are moves I compose based on my daily life insights about existence. If you practice them, it will surely benefit your condition. That feeling was terrifying, as if all the endless vitality of heaven and earth was converging into my body. Each movement brought indescribable wonders. I have gained countless valuable things just from one look. Knowledge about health cultivation for both body and mind has become even more mystical. I can confidently say that as long as I follow these movements and persist in training in less than 2.5 years, I will be able to enter my second life. Yes, after reading it, how do you feel? I wasn't wrong, was I? This book is truly incredible. You are absolutely right. This will definitely solve my current problem. Than Van's face now brimmed with vitality as if he had become hundreds of years younger. Who are you? This book is truly miraculous. Let me read a bit more. Every time I read it, I gained new insights. You are the truly miraculous one. Elder, you really have a keen eye. Compiling this book took a lot of my effort. What? You are the author. Then this book is extremely precious. I can't accept this treasure for free. As Than Van Tu spoke, he put the book into his bag. His words and actions seemed inconsistent. It's okay, you can keep it. After all, you are a disciple's relative. Receiving such a book is nothing significant. This High Master not only has profound and unfathomable cultivation, but also an extremely lofty realm. Outside, this book would surely be fought over fiercely by powerful experts. Yet this person can easily offer it without asking for any repayment. This is truly a peerless, genuine High Master. But this book is so precious that even though the High Master can freely give it, I cannot just accept it casually. Everything requires a price, especially something like this. In this situation, I have no choice but to do this. I, Thenvantu, have roamed the world for thousands of years. Everything must be clear and fair. If you truly want to give me this, I must offer some items in exchange. Do you think this item can be used to trade for your book? After saying this, Thenvantu took out the Thenvantrilin token personally carved by the old ancestor of the Thenvan sanctuary. There is only one such token in the world. Owning this token allows one to command the Thenvan sanctuary to perform any 3 tasks unconditionally. In other words, with this token alone, even the Holy Lord of the Thenvan sanctuary must obey orders. Of course, it's acceptable. Zhang Chun replied, though he didn't understand the matter at all. It's not gold nor silver, but at least it should be exchanged for some money. So the Thenvantrilin was casually placed next to the Great Flame Heavenly Sun seal by Zhang Chun. Thenvantu also decided to stay here for a while. How casual. Right now, what Thenvantu desires most is to thoroughly study the Great Nourishment of Life book. Did the old ancestor invite you in earlier because something happened? I, old ancestor, probably no longer need to die. The old young master jumped up joyfully. Huh, you're the old ancestor. At the same time, Wu Hua's group sneezed. By evening, when Jiang Tran stepped outside, he found the new wooden room had been completed. Without much thought, Jiang Tran began preparing dinner, making extra food for 2 more people. Soon it would be time to eat. Everything went very naturally except for the little fox who had just woken up. What's going on? Why are there 2 more, 1 old and 1 young? Moreover, these 2 are stronger than me. Just took a nap. Do we not need to eat? Not eating would be a pity. Well, whatever, let's eat first. I already have 7 tails now. As long as I keep eating, my divine veins will recover soon. This food is full of vitality. Unexpectedly, I was still inexperienced in life. In the following days, Zhang Tran persistently performed acupuncture for Guanglin Ni. Thanks to the progress in treatment, the influence of the heavenly sound severed vein on her weakened progressively. At the same time, Zhang Tran also started teaching Dam Dai Van Lam basic music theory. These lessons were like a guiding light helping Van Lam unravel long-held questions, making her feel like she was entering a paradise of knowledge. Not only that, Zhang Tran also spent time answering Thenvantu's questions about health cultivation. Despite his busy life, Zhang Tran felt joyful, especially since he was accompanied daily by 2 beautiful young women. During this time, Guanglin Ni and Dam Dai Van Lam also gradually became closer. From 2 strangers, they became close friends, sharing every moment, even when bathing. Lan Thuk and Thenvantu also frequently chatted, getting to know each other. Though not soulmates, having a good friend in life is still precious. They often raised their glasses together, enjoying peaceful moments. These peaceful days made all 4 cultivators feel comfortable. They even recalled their past days of cultivation. They wondered, since the ultimate goal is longevity, why must they kill each other? Sister, try this dish. Okay, little sister, let's toast together. Agreed, and so time passed in peace and happiness. But then one day, demonic energy suddenly filled the sky. So the place where Mac Ni is imprisoned is nearby. It turns out that Do's son, Mac's relative, is her father. It seems you have some uninvited guests, and they don't look friendly. Jiang Chun is now drifting into an afternoon nap, a habit he never skips. Unless he has to go to Thanvuhua, he spends about 2 watch periods resting daily, and his sleepy face absolutely cannot be disturbed. Let me go stop him. When the elder takes action, nothing will go wrong. Van Lam anxiously watches the elder's back as he leaves. No matter what happens, it's okay. With the senior's talent, no opponent, no matter how strong, can break through. If the senior is awakened, I don't know if he'll be angry, but it will definitely be terrifying. I fear no one can withstand it. At this moment, the son Mac is still sound asleep. When sensing his father's aura, this breath outside Hode shows overwhelming power, causing everything around to shatter. Suddenly, a white lightning strikes down and a blue sphere appears. Inside is the Thanvan elder. You have come to stop Thanvan too. Why have you come here? Return. Now don't come any closer. Don't block my way. I need to find the mortal inside that room. Even as elder of Thanvan Holy Land, you cannot stop me from saving my daughter. Go ahead and save your daughter. Is there some misunderstanding? I'm telling you, it's not too late to turn back now. You can't defeat the person you're looking for. Retract your demonic energy. Don't disturb him from sleeping. Then can we talk? You are telling Hody of Do. Sunho clan not to disturb him from sleeping. Sleeping with my daughter. In Hode's mind, madness has peaked. What the hell did you just say? In that moment, Hode lost control and immediately launched an attack. With Than Van Elder's current cultivation facing Hode seems like an overwhelming challenge. Than Van Tu is only that much. The situation becomes critical, and Than Van Elder has no choice but to open the health cultivation book. Instantly, Than Van Tu appears in a youthful form, startling Hode. Who are you? What is that book? This health cultivation book can temporarily restore Than Van to his peak period. Regardless, immediately, Hody charges with terrifying speed. Than Van Elder is no less fierce, using countless sword energies to counterattack. Their clash causes a thunderous explosion, and strange purple smoke appears in the sky. This is a battle between two top-tier powerhouses of the continent, truly impossible to determine a victor. Oh, Hode, I advise you to listen to me. Behind you is the retreat of a powerful expert. If you anger him, don't talk about your daughter, even you will be punished. Oh, really? I still don't care to listen. The situation is still grim, but no matter what, the senior must not be disturbed. Truly a character both arrogant and belligerent. There's only this way left. As soon as the words end, Than Van Tu burns his divine blood, temporarily boosting his cultivation. The power radiated is terrifying. He has sealed off the entire sky, spreading thousands of miles. This is the true strength of a human race powerhouse. If that's the case, let's fight to the end. Hody unleashes his strongest move. Dusun Thien Ho Chao charges straight at his opponent. Than Van Tu remains unfazed, using Than Van Tu Tin Chi to form a giant hand, aiming directly at Hode. The two attacks collide at terrifying speed, creating violent shockwaves. The explosion's force is equivalent to a large atomic bomb. On the ground, everyone is extremely worried. Is that explosion really Than Van Elder's true strength? The Elder burned his divine blood. What now? I'm so worried about him. Don't worry, with the senior here, Than Van Elder will be fine. Lin Ni gently holds Van Lam's hand to comfort her. That's right, with Master here, everything will surely be fine. Burning divine blood can temporarily boost cultivation, but leaves extremely serious consequences. Even though you have burned the divine blood, you cannot sustain it for long. In the long run, you will definitely lose. The outcome of failure is only one word: death. At this moment, the ancestor had to teach the Fox Emperor a lesson, so he would know what a true master is like. I'm so scared, you go ahead. Unexpectedly, he yielded. The nine-tailed heavenly fox robe was brought along but not used. Saving the daughter was more important, no time to think much. When the Fox Emperor stepped into the Qingyun courtyard, the ancestor immediately thought that youth has yet to face the hardships of life. Here, the grand formation in the courtyard of Zhongchen was instantly activated. The power of the law inside the grand formation is extremely terrifying. The Fox Emperor was forced back to his original form, just a five-tailed fox. What is happening? The Qingyun ancestor stood behind with a triumphant smile. Animals are mankind's close friends. Humans are the same kind, but animals rely on them. Humans are inherently highly evolved creatures with intellect far surpassing animals. But between them and animals, there still exists a complex and intricate relationship like tangled roots. Oh, look! Qingyun's wide eyes look so adorable. Saying that, Qingyun's tightly embraced the Fox Emperor. No matter how strong he is, he cannot escape this embrace, as if he had never cultivated at all. This made him extremely terrified. Has my cultivation really been nullified? The Fox Emperor suddenly recalled Qingyun's warning. It turned out everything the other party said was true. I told you, but you refused to listen to my advice. Look over there. Then the old Qingyunzi pointed toward Zhongchen, who was sleeping in a room filled with immortal energy and laws. The image of Zhongchen peeking from the rooftop. Senior is breathing this breath. Dusun Mac hurriedly ran to meet his father. Fox Emperor, but already warned you. Fortunately, the senior did not get angry, only reverted you to your original form. The Fox Emperor was so scared he froze. What exactly are you? A true supreme master. Perhaps an existence similar to an ancient sage. Impossible. If he were an ancient sage, why would he hide in such a remote wilderness? Ancient sages act against heaven for those who have become immortals, no longer holding any other attachments. I also want to become immortal. Infinite magical power, and this place is your retreat. Why didn't you tell me this earlier? I told you, but you wouldn't listen, stubbornly clinging to the ancient times. Although the Fox Emperor's clan is extremely powerful because of that, some strong beings captured them to raise, treating them as pets. Father, my daughter has also been captured. If it's not Xingyunze, what should I do now? It's okay, it's okay. At this moment, Dusun Mak also arrived. Father, the emotional reunion between father and son took place in overwhelming joy. As soon as they saw each other, they ran to hug tightly, unwilling to let go. Makni, father, family reunited. A truly warm and emotional scene. Makni, are you okay? Has anyone bullied you? How have you been living lately? The Fox Emperor anxiously asked. Senior treated me very well. If you don't believe me, watch this. Dusun Mak said while jumping excitedly in front of his father. His face beamed with joy. Hearing the little fox's laughter for the first time, everyone found it adorable. Are you really okay, father? I know you worry, but after seeing this, you'll definitely feel at ease. Saying that, Dusun Mak showed off his magnificent 7 tails. Oh, so cute. The two Yunlanlingni couldn't help but admire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Indeed, 7 tails. Have you evolved into a 9-tailed fox already? But before I only had 6 tails. What exactly happened? The Fox Emperor was extremely surprised. At this moment, Makni confidently recounted the whole story to her father. I've never heard of this before, but that kind of food can help evolution unbelievable. If we can get that kind of food, not the whole clan, just a few geniuses in the clan using it would be enough. The Dusun Fox clan will definitely prosper. But the senior has shown you special care, perhaps because of your adorable appearance, while the others all look ugly. I even intended to cause trouble for the senior before. How shameful. In the clan, only one person with the 7-tailed fox bloodline is enough. Having more would lead to boundless greed. The senior has taken good care of you and helped you evolve. This kindness is immense. What about father? The figure formed by the convergence of fate gradually dissolves throughout heaven and earth, then returns to a state of calm. Everyone present can feel that the senior no longer cares about this matter. Father, the senior is truly merciful and generous, isn't he? I was too rude. All right, following the senior is my destiny. No matter what happens later, I will not leave without the senior's permission. Moreover, if possible, I will definitely repay this kindness. Ladies, from now on, Makni will have to trouble you. Noted, if she does anything wrong, please feel free to correct her. Fox Emperor Senior, rest assured. Father, go meet the senior. He is very gentle and will definitely not blame you. No, I'm not going. The senior's forgiveness of my rudeness is already very merciful. Boo-hoo, if I stubbornly make him unhappy, that wouldn't be good. Yes, just like that. The Fox Emperor walks the path home. Then, Father, be careful. Say hello to the old ancestor for me. When I get the chance, I will come back to visit everyone. Makni showed great filial piety to the Fox Emperor, but Dusun Mak still wore a carefree expression. After bidding farewell to his daughter, the Fox Emperor also left. Phew, finally gone. The little fox breathed a sigh of relief. Luckily, Father didn't force me to go along. On one side is Father, on the other is the senior. One is deep bloodline affection, the other is the great fate of creation. Just thinking about having to choose between the two already gives me a headache. Linni, lost in thought, suddenly had a hand reach out, picking up Dusun Mak and stroking her head. Let's go, good little sister. The senior must be waiting for us now. Linni and Van Lam simultaneously embraced the little fox. I feel like being just one little fox here is much better. Even if transformed into human form, it can't compare to these two elder sisters. Meanwhile, many schemes arise in mind. It seems there are things that need to be dealt with as soon as possible, he thought silently. Elsewhere, the Fox Emperor returned to the mountain where his subordinates were waiting. Ah, His Majesty has returned, shouted Do Sun Fong, and another person excitedly mixed with the sound of the Fox Emperor landing powerfully. Your Majesty, what was the result? The two hurriedly asked without giving the Fox Emperor time to rest. What about this? Where's the person in green? Has Your Majesty defeated him? Where's the princess? Why didn't the princess return with you? The Fox Emperor's expression grew irritable. Veins bulging clearly, he shouted loudly, "Shut up!" The two subordinates immediately fell silent, not daring to utter a word. There's no need to discuss this any further, the Fox Emperor said coldly. Then what should the princess do? That is her fate. Why do you care? Let's return. With that, the Fox Emperor led his subordinates to fly away swiftly. Inside the courtyard, Tu Jiangtran stepped out with a just-awakened face. Everyone's eyes followed him, filled with respect, worship, admiration, and reverence. How come their eyes changed so strangely after just one sleep? Jiangtran wondered. 5 pairs of star-like eyes focused on him because he had been sleeping soundly throughout the Fox Emperor's arrival, so Jiang Tran didn't know what had happened. Why did something happen? Well, not knowing is fine too. How is the book I gave you? Has it been effective? I have gained many insights from it. I believe the results will show soon. Lately, my studies have also progressed well. Yes, I am very satisfied. But on the path of music, you need to have your own interpretations. Yes, master. Next is you, Lin Ni. I will follow all your instructions. Lin Ni was happy to know she was the last to receive the senior's advice. Young lady Uncle Lan can't help but worry about Lin Ni's delusion. Your illness has shown good progress after a few treatment courses. Your health has also improved significantly. Now only the final step remains to completely eliminate the root of the disease in your body. This process is inherently dangerous, but since I have taken care of you thoroughly twice before, this step will pose no problem. Can the root really be eliminated like that? This is the evil spirit that has been disturbing me all this time. How can it be like this? Is this the absolute vain heavenly yin? Then isn't this child unable to cultivate? Will the future generations of the ancient upper clan be unable to cultivate? Isn't that fatal? This child is a defect. These 3 words echoed endlessly in Lin Ni's mind. Lin Ni recalled her childhood always clinging to Uncle Lan, since even her father never looked at her. Uncle Lan, young lady, what's wrong? Does father hate me a lot, or did I do something wrong? Young lady, you were very good and did nothing wrong. Your father was just in a hurry to treat his illness, so he got angry. But why has father never looked at me directly even once? Uncle Lan froze at the young lady's question, trembling as he comforted, young lady, don't overthink it. Your father is just too busy. You should take good care of your health first. Later, once we succeed in cultivation, we will give father a surprise, okay? All right, Uncle Lan. I know everything now. I know I have the absolute vain heavenly yin, unable to cultivate all my life. I know the Kwang clan values cultivation, seeing strength as the most important. I know my status in the clan is lowly, having to endure all sorts of humiliation. I also know my elder brother is ashamed of me. In father's eyes, I am nothing but dust existence, or not, makes no difference, but all because of the absolute vain heavenly yin. As long as I break through the limits of the absolute vain heavenly yin and prove I can break this curse, I believe father will look at me differently. I don't believe it. No matter how hard, no matter how much effort it takes, I will find a way to cure the absolute vain heavenly yin completely. But even though Lin Ni searched all books, she couldn't find anything, and her father slapped her straight across the face. Give it up. The absolute vain heavenly yin is fate. If it is fate, then you must accept it. Cure the absolute vain heavenly yin completely ridiculous. Stop looking for solutions that don't exist. Young lady, are you all right? In a daze, Lin Ni suddenly heard Uncle Lan calling her. It was only after the 3rd time that she regained her composure. Uncle Lan anxiously asked the young lady, are you okay? Why did you suddenly zone out? Is something wrong? Is there any discomfort in your body? Lin Ni replied softly. I'm fine. I just lost focus for a moment. Where were we? Uncle Lan was surprised. What, you didn't hear what he said? It's okay. I'll repeat it again. The illness in your body has tormented you for many years. Though it seems like a disaster, the fact you met me could also be considered a blessing. Zhang Tran explained calmly. Lin Ni's eyes suddenly brightened with hope. A blessing, father, it seems my guess was right. As long as the yin energy in the body is controlled to a certain degree, then transformed into energy. For example, consider Kwang Lin Ni's yin energy as a type of medicine. There's a saying that medicine has 3 parts poison, but if used correctly, poison can also save lives. With my art, I can absolutely do this. Ah, Lin Ni was surprised. Did I hear wrong? Senior said. The absolute vain heavenly yin that has tormented me all these years will become my blessing. Yes, Zhang Tran confirmed. That's right, you heard correctly. Your illness can be understood as yin energy condensation, harming your foundation, causing physical problems. But from a medical perspective, women are inherently yin, so a bit more yin energy is not necessarily bad. If I control the yin energy within a certain range so that it no longer threatens your body and simultaneously turn it into something that can nourish your foundation, what then? And that way, not only will your illness be completely cured, but your body will also become stronger and stronger. Hearing this, Lin Ni couldn't hold back her tears. 2 silent tears quietly fell. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. Over the years, you have endured many hardships. Now you have the right to decide your own future, whether to completely cure the disease in your body or keep it. It's all up to you to choose. Yes, hearing these words, Lin Ni was so moved that she burst into tears. Don't cry anymore. Yes, yes, is this really true? It's hard to believe. That is the celestial sound severance, considered an incurable disease for cultivators. I have wandered the world for years and never heard of anyone who could cure this disease. Before, when the elder had a method that made the celestial sound severance show positive progress, I was extremely surprised. Now the elder says this celestial sound severance can become a blessing for Kung Lin Yi. If what the elder says is true, then this is truly a heaven-sent opportunity. Could it really be like that? The thing that has tormented me for years, preventing me from cultivating since birth, like a never-ending nightmare. Could it really become my blessing? To be honest, I'm very scared. Even now, I want to immediately remove the celestial sound severance from my body. But who is this senior in front of me? Now he's giving me this opportunity. Maybe I will need it in the future. Even if I completely cure the celestial sound severance and gradually accumulate power to burst into fame, what then? My starting point is too late. Trying to catch up with the geniuses with saintly bodies is just an illusion. Without creation, the path ahead will be extremely difficult. I will keep it in my body. I trust you, Elder. You're really brave. Don't worry, if I said this method, nothing unexpected will happen. If I say this disease will become your blessing, then it definitely will be. Thank you, Elder. Then Lan, Uncle the resilient man, finally couldn't hold back his tears. It's so good. Really so good. Finally, the young lady has persisted until now. Sob, it's really so good. All right, rest well today. Tomorrow we will start again, okay? That night, Uncle Lan met with Lin Ni to discuss. Is this young lady Lan, Uncle? My young lady intends to leave today and return to the clan for a visit. Are you planning to tell Father about the elder who is about to cure my celestial sound severance? That's right. You have been away from the clan for a while. Although the clan leader agreed to let you go, there is a time limit. I originally wanted to return after your celestial sound severance was fully restored, but today's events worry me. If the clan leader also comes to find the young lady, then you know your father. He is the clan leader of the Kung clan. Not only powerful in cultivation, but also extremely formidable. He speaks plainly and directly. If he comes here, a great battle will be unavoidable. It's best if I return and explain to the clan leader first. Memories suddenly flood back. You said you have seen reality clearly. Lin Yi is paying respects to her father. That's right. Lin Yi already knows the celestial sound severance can never be resolved. Now Lin Yi just wants to go out for a trip to relax and see the vast world. After that, I will choose to live peacefully in the clan for life. No more unrealistic dreams. Forget it. Just confirm the return date. So it's up to you. Thank you, Father. But you must know that Father will still worry about you. You must know that Father will still worry about you. These words haunted Lin Ni until now, and she cannot escape them. Young lady, your treatment has now reached a critical stage, so you absolutely cannot leave. As for the celestial sound severance with the elder here, there will be no problem. So now the only thing left to do is how to persuade the clan leader. Uncle Lan understands Father's personality better than I do. If this matter reaches him, I fear it will cause more trouble. From the beginning, Father did not agree with my desire to completely cure the heavenly yin severed meridian. He believes this is fate and wants me to accept it. If I return to the clan now and tell them about this, I'm afraid things won't go smoothly. Once Father finds out, he definitely won't be pleased. He might even force me to accept fate as before. As long as the heavenly yin severed meridian is cured by Senior, it will be a done deal. No matter how dissatisfied Father is, he won't be able to change it anymore. This matter must be reported to the clan leader. It can't be kept from him forever. Rest assured, if the clan leader gets angry, I will be here. I will do my best to persuade him. Miss, you have patiently endured all these years waiting for this day. Overcoming so many difficulties and despair, you are truly very capable. This might be your last chance. Even if the clan leader might be unhappy to hear this, we must try once to convince him to accept it. That way, when you return to the clan, everything will change greatly, and you will have more resources to cultivate. Uncle Lan, thank you. Thank you for always taking care of me all these years. But you must promise me, if Father gets angry and wants to stop it, don't try to force it. Uncle Lan, you must be careful. Uncle Lan suddenly recalled the moment when Lin Ni's mother was about to pass away. Lan, are you here? I'm here. I have one last favor to ask of you. Please take care of my daughter. I agree with you. Meanwhile, Zhangtran was busy preparing for tomorrow. Spiritual energy gently spread throughout the house where he diligently worked. That evening, Van Lam nervously paced back and forth in front of the house. Then Van Tu appeared, shook his head gently, and advised Van Lam not to bother Quang Lin Ni anymore. At times like this, just trusting them is enough. In the room, Mercenary was fully focused, cultivating and preparing for the upcoming treatment. Jiang Chun stepped out to the garden to pick the necessary medicinal herbs. A basket full of spiritual fruits and various herbs was carefully prepared and checked one last time. Everything is ready. We can proceed to the next step now, Jiang Chun said. Just then Lin Ni and Van Lam approached. Senior, your aura looks good. It seems you have adjusted yourself to your best condition. Then I will explain more clearly about this final treatment process. First, you need to drink a bowl of the medicine I have brewed. The purpose of this step is to stabilize the root cause inside your body so you won't be exhausted during the treatment. The second step is acupuncture, and to stimulate the major acupoints on your head, fully releasing your spirit and thoroughly suppressing the illness inside your body. The third step depends on your willpower. My willpower, Lin Yi asked. That's right. You must combine the pure yin energy with your body's aptitude yourself. I can help you complete the first two steps, but for the final step, you have to rely on your own determination. Are you ready? Lin Yi took a deep breath and answered, I'm ready, Senior. Very well, everything is prepared. Let's begin. At Wuhua Holy Land, in the sacred space of Wuhua Heavenly Palace, the Holy Lord Wuthanko led his disciples all respectfully chanting, We disciples respectfully greet the ancestor. That powerful man was Wuhua ancestor, with the Taoist name Shen Xiaozhao. What news have you gathered about Thanvantu? Shen Xiaozhao asked the ancestor. According to the information we received, Senior Thanvantu left Thanvan Holy Land long ago. He also brought along the Holy Maiden Damdai Van Lam toward our Wuhua Holy Land. But logically, they should have appeared yesterday, yet there's no trace of them. You know, Thanvantu's magical power is strong, his cultivation profound. We lack the capability for a thorough investigation. Murmurs rose under the main hall, everyone eager to speak. It's known that Thanvantu left the Holy Land, but to investigate his detailed journey, what he did along the way, or if he stopped somewhere to rest, is truly very difficult. After hearing this, Shen Xiaozhao frowned deeply. Did that old man miss his appointment again? Then Tu and Thanvantu have been rivals since their youth. These two great masters always faced off in life or death battles. Because of that, they felt a certain sympathy when they learned the other was gravely wounded and didn't have much time left. A wave of regret also rose in Thantu's heart. Ha, you've become an old man now, then Tu teased Thanvantu. You're the young one, but anyway, there are fewer and fewer people from that era. Now only a few remain. If Thanvantu truly passes away, then Tu will be the last from that era. Both men from two generations understood this battle was probably their last chance to meet. So no matter what happens, this fight must take place as scheduled. Thantu thought this was their final unspoken agreement. But why now does that old man dare to keep him waiting? Thantu was so angry he couldn't contain himself. Elder, please calm down, the disciples hurriedly reassured Thantu. Elder disciples wondered if maybe Senior Thanvantu had already passed away. Everyone knew he didn't have much time left. Perhaps he couldn't hold on while on the way to the Wuhua Holy Land. Hearing this, Thantu sighed. That makes sense. It's not impossible. He was seriously wounded. Managing to persist this long is a miracle, also thanks to the strong foundation of Thanvan Holy Land. However, Thantu dismissed that thought. Stop talking nonsense. With Thanvantu's cultivation, no matter how badly wounded, he wouldn't silently die like that. I guess it might be because of that kid with the heavenly sound holy body Damdai Van Lam. That constitution isn't from cultivation but awakening. Maybe because of her progress on the path of cultivation, they delayed the schedule. Anyway, Thanvantu should have at least informed us. Enough guessing here won't do any good. Send word to Thanvan Holy Land that Thanvantu and Damdai Van Lam have both gone missing. Those who should be most worried are them. Let them be anxious. As for the duel, it can be postponed for now. By the way, how has Nguyen Huang's cultivation been recently? Report to Elder. Nguyen Huang's cultivation has recently made remarkable breakthroughs. He may advance another step soon. Good, the junior is maturing. I'm much relieved. Elder disciples have good news. Nguyen Huang's younger sister, Van Huang, recently miraculously awakened the immortal Dao Emperor body. The elder was surprised what awakened the immortal Wang Emperor body. Even I am baffled by that constitution. How exactly did she awaken it? Mo Van Huang didn't explain much back then, and I didn't ask further. So it seems you don't know either, the elder said with some disappointment. Well, as long as the method is orthodox, that's fine. Besides, doesn't this mean the Holy Land has produced another genius? Yes, and one with a constitution on par with Mo Nguyen Huang. The Holy Land having two geniuses is truly good news. At this time, Mengwiat Huang had arrived at the gate of Wuhua Heavenly Palace. With the elders' presence and the growth of the two sisters Mengwiat Huang, the future of Wuhua Holy Land will surely stand firmly atop humanity's peak. Ha ha! Exactly. Everyone pay attention, this girl's name is Chu Huang. Recently, she's troubled by one thing. Chu Huang's secluded cultivation has gone extremely smoothly, her strength soaring dramatically. She even no longer recognizes her own limits. But Tu Huang never expected her soul and body to start merging continuously, eventually becoming a unified whole. The rapid progress far exceeded all her expectations. After only a short period of seclusion, her cultivation rose far beyond the previous 15 hard-earned stages. If this speed were revealed, it would surely shock countless people. And all these miracles stem from one fundamental cause. Tu Huang holds a very ordinary painting. With this painting, Tu Huang can completely break through her current realm without any obstacles. Before entering Wuhua Holy Realm, her cultivation had never been this smooth. Doesn't this mean that the painting goes far beyond the understanding of countless predecessors? In the martial transform Holy Land, the person who gave her this painting is truly terrifying, Xiao Huang thought to herself. Moreover, thinking about how she and her younger sister could become the other's playthings made her feel scared. Xiao Huang stood there, awkwardly swaying back and forth, filled with anger and worry, not knowing what to do. The opponent before her was so strong it surpassed her imagination. With her current strength, she was completely powerless. Perhaps the only way left was to report this matter to the Holy Lord and the elders, then face the opponent directly, forced to rely on the power of the Holy Hall. Xiao Huang took a deep breath, sighed, then mustered all her courage and stepped in. She clasped her hands respectfully and said, "Disciple Mengwiat Huang seeks the opinion of the Holy Lord and the elders." Wu Shenji was surprised and turned to ask the patriarch, "Isn't Mengwiat Huang in seclusion? How is she out already?" The patriarch nodded in agreement to let her in. Mengwiat Huang slowly entered the hall. Seeing those present inside, she was stunned. Not only the Holy Lord and elders, but even the spirit Shaozi patriarch, who usually remained in seclusion year-round, had appeared. This was truly a good opportunity. With the patriarch's formidable strength, she would surely resolve this worry. Thinking so, Mengwiat Huang felt a bit relieved. Holding the scroll in her hands, she smiled and said, "Disciple respectfully greets the patriarch, Holy Lord, and elders." Wu Shenji smiled gently. "No need for formalities, but Mengwiat Huang, aren't you supposed to be in seclusion? Why have you come here today?" Mengwiat Huang replied, "Disciple has completed this round of seclusion. I have come because of this painting. I hope the patriarch, Holy Lord, and elders will take a look." Her words suddenly made the atmosphere in the hall quiet. The elders and even the patriarch looked confused. Even the patriarch wasn't sure what she wanted them to see. The painting was presented for everyone to admire, but its material was just paper, nothing special. People began to murmur and discuss. Most didn't feel anything outstanding. That thought was understandable. Even though Mengwiat Huang had anticipated this, she still felt so embarrassed she wished she could disappear. Finally, the patriarch spoke slowly, "It's okay." Then he reached out and took it. Suddenly, the scroll was covered by a layer of fiery flames. Mengwiat Huang withdrew her hand from the painting and respectfully invited the patriarch to examine it. The patriarch held the scroll and infused it with magic power to inspect. The result showed it was just an ordinary painting with no significant fluctuations. However, the patriarch glanced at the painting, then back at Mengwiat Huang, causing him to suspect that this painting concealed something special. "All right, let's open it and see," the patriarch murmured to himself. He slowly unrolled the painting. Suddenly, the martial transformed heavenly palace seemed frozen, leaving everyone astonished. The cold atmosphere was terrifying. The originally solemn scene became chaotic. Everything was frozen. Cold snow winds blew through. Even the elders and the martial spirit lord were not immune to this condition. The patriarch was a bit luckier, but still covered by a thin layer of frost. He trembled and said, "This, just what is the origin of this painting?" The chill gradually faded, but the icy layer remained clinging tightly to the space. Suddenly, an elder sneezed. Like a chain reaction, a series of elders sneezed as well. The atmosphere became strange and tense. The patriarch pondered for a moment and then slowly spoke. "Mengwiat Huang, where did you get this painting?" Mengwiat Huang hesitated, her eyes a bit confused. "Patriarch, Holy Lord, and elders, everyone knows that recently I have made remarkable progress in cultivation. The main reason is thanks to this painting. It contains an extremely high-level ice and snow scene suitable for my cold prison ice emperor body. It helps me cultivate more smoothly. As for the origin of the painting, at this point an image of a person suddenly appeared in Moonwit Huang's mind, making her thoughts chaotic. That person suddenly appeared in her dream, gently lifting her chin with a soft but enchanting voice. "Oh, you've arrived." At that time, Moonwit Huang was completely naked. Her soft body was exposed right before Jiang Tren's eyes, making her feel both embarrassed and flustered. Jiang Tren suddenly chuckled softly, his eyes full of intent. "You want me to draw, huh?" He picked up a brush and said teasingly, "But I'm out of paper, so you'll have to be my canvas, ha ha ha." Those strange images became clearer and clearer in Moonwit Huang's mind, making her feel dizzy. Her face flushed red. She tried to suppress those thoughts and continued, "This painting was given to me by a mysterious person. It seems he painted it himself. I had to trade my body to get it. Every time I meet him, he nearly painted directly on me. He even wanted to do strange things to me and my younger sister." Moonwit Huang choked up tears streaming down her cheeks. "Although I only met that mysterious person a few times, one thing is certain. He is carrying out an evil plan capable of shaking the entire cultivation world." Moonwit Huang suddenly shouted in a terrified voice. Vu Thun Ko and Lao To both stood there stunned. "Huh? What is this child talking about?" They exchanged suspicious glances. The holy hall fell into a deep silence after Moonwit Huang's words. Lao To frowned, pondered for a moment, then asked in a deep voice, "According to you, the reason the Great Yan dynasty easily defeated the Golden Claw, Great Eagle tribe, the painting helped your cultivation break through smoothly, and also the cause that suddenly awakened Van Huang's immortal path emperor body, all came from a mysterious person in green. Moreover, this figure cultivates an extremely terrifying demonic art, with the ability to seduce hearts in order to control the two most outstanding disciples of Wuhua Holy Land. Even his demonic influence has reached the two great human factions, Wuhua Immortal Palace and Great Yan Dynasty." Moonwit Huang, though somewhat frightened, still nodded in confirmation. Lao To suddenly exploded with power, roaring, "All right, this is somewhat interesting. It seems I absolutely must meet this mysterious person once." Under the holy hall, everyone began to stir. Lao To continued roaring angrily, "I want to see what his ultimate goal is. If he truly threatens the entire cultivation world, then even if I must sacrifice my life, I will stop him." Moonwit Huang trembled before Lao To's imposing aura. She held her hair steady and said, "Lao To, please wait. We need to prepare carefully before taking action." Others also clamored to follow Lao To, but he just looked at them sternly and refused. "If even I am no match for him, what use would you be going? Rest assured I know my limits. This time I will act together with Thangko and Nguyen Huang. Moreover, I intend to invite Wuhua Immortal Realm to assist. With the protection of the Immortal Realm, there surely won't be any problems." Moonwit Huang, Vu Thun Ko, and the elders in the hall were all stunned. Their cries echoed throughout Wuhua Immortal Palace. What Lao To wants to invite Wuhua Immortal Realm? Outside Wuhua City, two figures stepped out of the city gate. A middle-aged man accompanied by a youth wearing a golden brocade robe. That's right, they were the emperor and the prince of this kingdom. Ko Huyen nervously fiddled with her fingers, hesitated, then looked at her father and asked, "Father, this time we're visiting the seniors without bringing gifts. Is that okay?" Worried her father might not understand, she asked straightforwardly, "Do we need to bring anything?" The emperor suddenly pulled out a pair of sunglasses and put them on his expression full of authority. "Huyen Ni, you're overthinking. Great masters like the seniors don't care about material things. Even if we brought countless gifts, would those things move the seniors? Just one painting. The senior helped the Great Yan Dynasty defeat the Golden Claw Great Eagle tribe. Such great masters only care about cultivation. Nothing can sway them." Kohian slowly nodded, took out paper and pen to take notes. The emperor looked at her confidently, advising, "Kohuyan, remember this well. The stronger the great masters are, the more they value fate and opportunity. Meeting a senior is fate. Being guided by a senior is destiny." Ko Huyen didn't fully understand, but still nodded. "Ah, ha, ha, ha. I understand." The emperor smiled and continued, "Without opportunity, even if a senior stood right before you, you wouldn't recognize them. So when you meet a senior, you have to be as natural as possible." Ko Huyen nodded approvingly at his father. Indeed, his knowledge is profound. The affairs of a master can't be judged by ordinary logic. The two quickly passed through the forest to reach Jiang Tron's residence. Ko Huyen went ahead, and upon seeing the house's silhouette, he pointed and laughed. "Father, look quickly. Jiang Chun's villa appears right before us. The emperor admired the wooden building. Though simple, it exuded an ancient charm. Just seeing it from afar made one's eyes sparkle and heart feel deeply moved as if the primordial great Tao was turning inside. He excitedly said, "No wonder this is the hermitage of the elder. Truly extraordinary." Kuhin suddenly scratched her head puzzled and asked her father, "Look, father, besides the elder in the courtyard, there are a few others. Could they be the elder's companions?" The old emperor was startled and exclaimed, "What? Companions where? Ah, I see them. 2 young women and an old man." As for the old man, the emperor pondered deeply. There was an extraordinary power hidden within him. If unleashed, even I would have to be cautious. However, although his cultivation is strong, his blood has long been dried up. It seems his lifespan is nearing its end. The emperor stroked his beard and laughed. "I am sure this old man is not a companion of the elder." Kohuyen looked at her father and asked, "Father, you just said that old man's cultivation is very strong." The old emperor explained, "I have met countless strong warriors, and so have I. To be a companion of the elder, one doesn't need earth-shattering cultivation, but at least must surpass me. That old man, though strong, hasn't fully reached that level. The elder's companions must obviously be beings of the same rank." The emperor raised his head proudly and said, "At best, that old man is only equal to me. Therefore, he is not a companion of the elder." Kohuyen nodded approvingly at the emperor and continued, "But if you look closely, the most notable person is the barefoot woman sitting next to the elder. Her cultivation is very low, but within her body hides a huge energy." Moreover, Kohuyen asked her father, "Have you noticed something already?" The emperor's face darkened as he couldn't believe what he just saw. He spoke in a low voice, "The elder is now holding a silver needle." Zhangtran focused on the silver needle and decisively lowered it. The silver needle was inserted into a vital acupoint on the top of the woman's head. From the needle, a strange energy seemed to be activated, running through her entire body. It was like performing a miraculous healing process. However, this illness carried a bizarre, unexplainable character. The next scene made the emperor so terrified that he couldn't help but exclaim, "How can this be? The chaotic force inside that girl's body is surprisingly transforming, becoming a controllable source of power. This girl has a very bright future." The emperor was stunned, sweating profusely, mouth agape, unable to close it. But what amazed him most was that the elder used the simplest methods, yet completely controlled the special force within the girl's body. What kind of miraculous technique is this? Yet the emperor fell into deep thought. Heavenly yin blocked veins is a congenital disease that cannot be fundamentally cured because it is integrated into the body's root, meaning it cannot be cultivated. That is why it is considered a fatal disease in the cultivation world. Simply put, this elder is using that strange energy to help Kunlin Yi purge her marrow, rebuild her body, and create a physique suitable for cultivation. Suddenly, the old man sensed something strange and turned around. Unexpectedly, he discovered the emperor and Kohuyen were secretly watching from afar. Immediately, the old man recognized the emperor's identity. The emperor stood there, a bright smile blooming on his face. The old man nodded in confirmation. "Yes, that is one of the top figures of the human race, holding a status equal to the Holy Lord of the Holy Lands." "Yes," Jiang Tren finished acupuncture on the girl and called Von Lam, "Is the medicinal water bucket I asked you to prepare ready yet?" Von Lam nodded and smiled, replying that it was ready. Von Lam stepped toward the bucket of medicine and gently lifted the cloth covering it. As the scent of the medicinal water spread, she couldn't hold back her surprise and excitement. "Is this really the medicine? It seems to emit a kind of magical glow," Van Lam exclaimed. The old man standing nearby was startled and hurried over to ask what kind of fragrance she had added. Van Lam was still shocked and stammered, "It's just the plants Master told me to pick from the back garden." That strange scent also spread to where the emperor and Kohuyen were hiding. The old emperor quickly told his son to try smelling it. The 3 lists of herbs include cardamom, the dried fruit of white cardamom from the ginger family, which warms the qi, aids digestion, and is good for the stomach. Mokungan herbal medicine from the ginger family. Nutmeg is used to treat diarrhea and dysentery. It's a tropical plant adapted to hot and humid climates that warms the colon and treats dysentery. Mokung is the dried root of the Oxalis lapa DSCN plant from the daisy family. Baijian herbal medicine taken from the root of a long-living herb. Sun Nyan herbaceous plant from the ginger family with a tuberous rhizome. Cinnamon clove Sichuan pepper star, anise fennel camphor dried ginger. These spices clear heat and detoxify. Van Lam began to overthink, nodding silently as she told herself she understood now. Actually, the herbs grown in the predecessor's back garden may look ordinary, but in fact they are all rare, precious medicines. The so-called divine items were only overlooked because we didn't recognize them before. That's right, it must be so. Van Lam was fascinated to the point she couldn't control her desire. Jiang Chun saw her staring at the medicine barrel and felt helpless. A tired expression appeared on his face. Jiang Chun looked at Van Lam and said, Van Lam Ling Ni's 5 senses have been completely sealed by my silver needles. She can't perceive anything from the outside. Now put her in the wooden barrel and start soaking her in the medicinal water. Saying this, Jiang Chun glanced toward the Emperor and Ko Huyen on the other side. He had discovered them long ago. They were those fake rich people. Jiang Chun felt irritated, recalling why these people showed up here. Yes, Van Lam held Ling Ni and asked Jiang Chun Master Ling Ni is still wearing clothes. Will that affect the soaking in the medicinal water? Oh, that. He hadn't noticed. Jiang Chun pondered briefly, then replied, the effect will be a bit less, but Ling Ni is still a woman after all, so it's up to you. The soaking needs to be kept for a long time. During that period, I'm entrusting everything to you. Van Lam eagerly replied, understood. Then she immediately placed Ling Ni into the water barrel and quickly removed her clothes. Jiang Chun said again, after settling, Ling Ni remembered to receive the guests there. The Emperor and Ko Huyen secretly stood behind the bushes observing, as Van Lam respectfully approached and said, honored guest, Master has an invitation. The Emperor was startled, nearly exploding. The old man stammered, Master, could it be that the predecessor, Jiang Chun, is your master? Van Lam nodded calmly and replied, I am under Master's watchful eye. Having this opportunity is a surprise. The Emperor nodded, pretending to praise being accepted as a disciple of the predecessor. The Qingyun Saintess is truly a great blessing. But inside he felt like burning with anger, never expecting Qingyun Holy Land to act so quickly. No, we must find a way too. The old emperor angrily glanced at his son and gently said, Huyen Ni, when you meet the predecessor, no matter how bold you are, you must stay here at all costs. Ko Huyen asked in surprise, Father, why do I have to do that? The old emperor narrowed his eyes seriously and explained, although I gave the imperial seal of the great VM to the predecessor, and he accepted it, I still don't feel safe now. Look at that Qingyun kid. Unexpectedly, they let juniors accept the predecessor as master. Think about it. If Qingyun Holy Land faces danger in the future, do you think the predecessor will just stand by? The emperor grew more and more angry as he spoke. We also need to have our own trump card, and the predecessor is the best choice. He placed his hand on Ko Huyen's shoulder sincerely and said, Huyen Ni, if you can truly stay with the predecessor, absolutely do not leave. Ko Huyen looked at his father confused and asked, what do you mean? Don't you want me to return to the great VM anymore? The emperor laughed heartily and explained, Xuan Ni, with your status, your highest future achievement will only be to become the emperor of the great Yan. But if you stay beside seniors like these, your cultivation achievements will surely surpass even mine. Ko Xuan nodded, showing she understood. At this moment, the two arrived where Jiang Chun was waiting to receive guests. As soon as Jiang Chun saw them, he asked what business they had come for. The emperor honestly replied that his reputation in Wuhua City was very famous. You just need to ask around on the street to know. Jiang Chun, though annoyed, kept a polite smile and asked, so what brings you two here? The old emperor cleared his throat a few times and said, the senior's painting means a great deal to us, father and son. This time we have come to thank the senior and to seek guidance on painting. Koshin asked in confusion, painting? The old emperor placed his hand on his son's shoulder. Koshan immediately realized and nodded, saying, ah yes, the senior's painting deeply inspired me. So I want to apprentice under you to seriously study and research painting. If I receive this blessing, it would be a triple blessing for my ancestors. Jiang Chun's face darkened immediately, and he bluntly refused, no, I do not take disciples. Because after accepting Damdai Van Lam as a disciple, he had found it extremely troublesome. Even if the other person had outstanding talent in music, it still took effort to teach them. Moreover, he was a man of principles, and now someone wanted to become his disciple. If he agreed, wouldn't it just bring more trouble? The emperor and Ko Xuan were very surprised to see Jiang Chun refuse, their faces turning pale. The senior refused why they could not believe it. Jiang Chun replied coldly, people are often lazy. That's why I'm not interested in taking you as a disciple. But seeing your sincerity, I've decided to give you a chance. He thought these two used to being served would definitely refuse if asked to do chores. So he said, well, in other words, this is a test. If you pass it, I will agree to take you as a disciple. What do you say? Both the Emperor and Koshuan were extremely excited. Koshuan nodded resolutely. All right, as long as the senior agrees to take me as a disciple, I won't refuse, whether it's climbing mountains of blades or diving into seas of fire. Jiang Tran was pleased with his own plan. He snorted a few times and then said with a smile that the challenge is very simple: washing clothes, cooking, cleaning. In his heart, he hoped they would refuse. But surprisingly, this request was too easy for Koshuan. He immediately agreed, shocking Jiang Tran so much his face turned pale. Koshuan smiled brightly and said innocently, I agree with you. Being able to stay beside a senior like you, I'm willing to do anything. Jiang Tran looked at Koshuan in bewilderment. It felt like he had dug his own grave. The atmosphere around them seemed to freeze. He stammered, what? Koshuan eagerly replied, I agree with the senior. From now on, whether climbing mountains of blades or diving into seas of fire, I will not refuse. Jiang Tran felt as if a blizzard had swept through his heart. He thought to himself, looks like I underestimated their character. Even though they come from wealthy families, they can still accept my harsh conditions. Then taking them as disciples isn't a problem. He sighed and said, if you agree to stay by my side and do manual labor, there will be a chance to become my formal disciple later. Of course I won't take advantage of you, so there's such a good deal. This time both the emperor and his son were shocked, their faces pale. Jiang Tran walked over to his bookshelf, rummaged for a while, then muttered, lately I haven't painted much, so there are no new works. Finally he took out a wooden sword and said, this sword, though made of ordinary wood, is meticulously hand-carved. Among my works, it deserves to be considered a masterpiece. I present it to you two, father and son, Marnt, as a small token of my goodwill. The two father and son Koshuan looked at the sword in astonishment beyond words. In their eyes, it was a peerless sword, a terrifying treasure. Even without holding it, they could feel the glorious sword intent emanating from it. The old emperor quickly clasped his hands and said respectfully, if this is the senior's goodwill, we father and son gratefully accept. In the future, if anything is needed, just say the word. Jiang Tran looked at the old emperor with a puzzled gaze full of question marks. He forced a smile. It's just a wooden sword. What's so precious about it? Just take it. Why are two grown men fussing so much? It's just a wooden sword. Why make such a big deal out of it? Everyone in this world is so polite. He pondered, recalling past events. Since crossing into this world, everyone he met had been extremely polite. Whether male or female, even the seniors of the disciples. Could it be that this mystical world isn't a place where the big fish swallow the little fish, but a world of love and peace? Yes! Jiang Tran shook his head, setting that thought aside and asked, right, I still don't know your name. Ko Huyen quickly replied, yes, junior disciple's name is Ko Huyen, sir. Jiang Tran nodded. Then from now on I will call you little Huyen too. Ko Huyen forced a smile. Yes, that's fine. Jiang Tran continued, all right, if there's nothing else, the two of you, father and son, take this wooden sword and get to work first. I have other matters to attend to and must leave. Shortly after Jiang Tran left, the old emperor's expression suddenly changed. From calm to full of worry, sweat beaded on his forehead as he trembled and said, oh heavens, Ko Huyen Sr. really is generous. This wooden sword is truly a peerless, divine artifact, unbelievable. The old emperor cautiously reached out to touch the sword. Suddenly, the sword seemed to have a soul biting down on the old emperor's hand. Startled, he flailed his hand wildly, but couldn't break free from the sword's tight grip. This strange situation confused the old man, watching the father run back and forth like a shuttle. Ko Huyen suddenly understood. I realize this is the true trial set by a master. If father can't figure out how to solve it, not only will he be unable to use this divine weapon, but will also be ridiculed. The great VM emperor ran circles around the finger trapped by the sword. Strange indeed, one man and one sword, a comical scene unfolding in the room. After a while, the sword still refused to let go. The old emperor turned to Ko Huyen. You think of a way to help me? Ko Huyen awkwardly replied, I don't know what to do either. The old emperor then looked back at the sword and decisively said, then we can only use force. But this strange sword was not easy to deal with. As soon as he moved, the sword's energy exploded, startling Ko Huyen. This thing is truly terrifying. When the dust settled, the old emperor appeared covered in grime, looking exhausted. He sighed, Ko Huyen, you clearly went to seek a master, so why is it me who has to take the test? Ko Huyen replied awkwardly, I'm not sure either. Then suddenly he thought of something. Wait, could it be that I understand now? Ko Huyen quickly grabbed a broom and ran around the room while saying, now I will start working seriously. Only by completing the task that senior assigned can I pass the trial and free father's hands. Just as Zhang Tron predicted, these two truly had extremely noble identities, like Ko Huyen, for example, who originally was, but now obediently swept floors doing tasks fit only for servants. This child has suffered too much because of the old man and great VM. The old emperor had seen everything. Now he constantly regretted it, thinking that the punishment of the peerless blue divine sword was not without reason. He owed this child too much. He had witnessed everything that happened before, but never comforted Ko Huyen even once. Yet Ko Huyen still tried his best to overcome difficulties to introduce such a peerless master to his second father. The emperor emotionally wept, "Father has wronged you." After releasing his emotions in the room, the old emperor stepped outside, wiping his tears as he said, Ko Huyen, Ko Huyen. As usual, he forced a smile and replied, "Don't worry, father. I just need to be serious." But immediately the emperor hugged him tightly. "You've worked hard all this time." Though he didn't understand why tears streamed down Ko Huyen's face, he softly said, "Why do you say that?" Golden sunlight streamed over them. The two grandfather and grandson, Van Lam, brought 8 men to Lin Nei's soaking medicine pot, looking over at Ko Huyen, feeling moved even though they didn't know what had happened. That medicine pot was truly magical. Its fragrance spread everywhere. Even the blue sword wood was attracted by the fragrance, causing it to leave the hands of the old emperor. The old emperor looked at his bony hand, crying and cheering, "I am free now, I am free now." Ko Huyen was excited too. "Father, you are amazing." The old emperor sat on the ground smiling at Ko Huyen and said, "Is this what the master's challenge is? I understand now." Ko Huyen said, "From now on, father will often reflect not only to be a worthy emperor, but also a deserving father." Ko Huyen nodded. "No matter what, father, I will always support you." That harmonious father-son scene was touching, but in reality the blue spirit sword was merely immersed in the intoxicating scent with no real challenge at all. The sky was clear, the wind gentle, and the sun shining brightly. Zhang Tren sneaked off somewhere, rubbing his sore shoulders as he walked, so painful busy for half a day because of Kung Lin Yi's illness. He silently complained about the pain, and as soon as he got home, he saw Ko Huyen and his son with a few others making a lively scene. The sight surprised him. "Look at this. These people seem very harmonious, happily chatting." Zhang Tren was a bit stunned, then stepped forward with an excited smile. "Although more and more people are free, everyone still seems very happy and friendly." Only Do-sun Mak wore a sour face, showing discomfort. "The freeloaders are increasing. Its food portion is being shared away. That's an important path to strengthen its magical power." Suddenly remembered, it's time to eat. Do-sun Mak rubbed against Zhang Tren, acting spoiled. "Master, I'm hungry." Zhang Tren looked at it, calculating the time. Sure enough, it's time to cook, but there aren't enough ingredients for so many people. Do-sun Mak thought secretly, "I will help you chase them away." Suddenly an idea popped into Zhang Tron's head, and he cheerfully called everyone to gather. Everyone eagerly looked at him and asked, "Master, any instructions?" Then Zhang Tron smiled and said, Since the cooking ingredients aren't enough, let's go into the mountain to find some." Although Zhang Tron only said to look for ingredients, everyone understood it differently. Is this some new kind of training? Ko Huyen thought silently. The second challenge. Van Lam and the old man both thought they were going to find new ingredients, while Zhang Tron still cheerfully asked, "Any objections?" Of course, no one dared to speak up. After all, these people came here just to freeload with no other intentions. Indeed, Do-sun Mak arrogantly thought, truly the heart of a bodhisattva. Although no one expressed opinions, everyone's thoughts were different. However, when thinking about the peerless Tungyong mushrooms, they felt excited for the challenge. This mushroom is scientifically named Chikoloma matsutake, also called matsutake mushroom. It grows on pine roots and carries a rich aroma. It is a rare medicinal mushroom with worldwide value. A true Tungyong expert must be able to resist the gazes of millennia-old spirit beasts due to its excellent effects as well as fierce attacks from powerful humans. Its roots deeply planted in molten lava, absorbing the essence of heaven and earth, impossible to be uprooted, containing endless meaning. This is the power of the mushroom. Suddenly, the Tungyong expert noticed activity nearby. The duel of strong experts began. It glanced at the newcomers and thought, not bad, not bad. This is the breath of human experts. 2 top experts, famous figures. The mushroom thought too much. Meanwhile, the emperor was silently determined to compete inside his son's heart. He had apprenticed and surpassed the opponent's lady master. This time, he had to perform well, absolutely cannot lose. He glanced at Zhang Tron's two disciples. Van Lam now had a special fondness for Ko Huyen, who, although a prince, did not despise the rustic life. Truly a simple and approachable person, a real talent. Meanwhile, Ko Huyen thought Van Lam was like a morning hibiscus flower. Her smile was truly beautiful. Zhang Tron led them closer and said, "Everyone disperse here." 2 hours later, gathering again, the mushroom felt no magical fluctuations from him at all. It thought, "Are you a servant? As long as you're not that servant, it's fine. The others could come and challenge me." The mushroom calmly observed Zhang Tran's movements and felt relieved when he left. Suddenly, it sensed a hand reaching out to pick it. Seeing Van Lam gentle and beautiful standing before it, it thought to itself, "They really reward big." Suddenly, Van Lam grabbed a mushroom and pulled it out. One mushroom, then two, three, and finally the fourth. But strangely, when she reached the fourth mushroom, she couldn't pull it out. Yes, Van Lam stared in astonishment at that mushroom, muttering, "There were clearly 4 mushrooms. Where's the fourth?" She began to feel helpless, even tearing up. "Why can't I pull it out?" The mushroom glanced at Van Lam arrogantly, thinking, "You little girl think you can pull me out. That's impossible. You're still too inexperienced." At that moment, another hand reached out and easily pulled the mushroom out. Zhang Tron didn't know when he had come back to stand behind Van Lam and did it. The mushroom in Zhang Tran's hand was sweating nervously. The showdown between the strong opponents was over. The mushroom was thrown into the basket with the others laughing cheerfully. It asked, "Hey brother, you're in here too." Meanwhile, Zhang Tron sternly scolded Van Lam. "Isn't it just picking some mushrooms? Next time, don't waste so much time." The mushroom was so angry its eyes turned red, but no matter how much it yelled. After the humans finished gathering ingredients from another corner, Zhang Tron entered the kitchen and started cooking. Everyone went back to their places and tasks. The Great Flame Emperor was cheerfully sharpening his sword. Prince Ko Hian, usually clean and exemplary, was busy tidying up. Meanwhile, Thenvan Tu was frantically practicing Qigong. Thenvan Tu stepped forward and asked the two if they had any plans after dinner. Ko Huyen replied that the elder kept him to work for him during his stay here. The emperor also decided not to leave for now. After speaking, he continued sweeping. Van Lam felt a special fondness for Ko Huyen. She didn't expect him to be proud like a prince, but instead he radiated maturity and reliability. Van Lam nodded and smiled, saying it was a small blessing to be able to stay for dinner. By then the two would surely be amazed. They were so curious about Van Lam, they couldn't take their eyes off her. She continued laughing, "Haha, just wait until then, you'll see. I'll go change the medicine water for Lin Ni first. You two can rest a bit. The courtyard is quite large. Feel free to relax." After saying this, she immediately left, leaving father and son Ko Huyen standing dumbfounded looking at each other. Ko Huyen decided to continue cleaning while the old emperor nodded and said he would take a walk around to see. As the old emperor made around, he suddenly saw Thenvan Tu sitting cross-legged under a tree looking thoughtful. This old man no longer sang, danced, or rapped, but had switched to playing chess. Kung Win Hao approached, stroked his beard, and looked closely at the chessboard. Was this chessboard already set up? What was so special about this game that made Thenvan Tu look like that? Kung Win Hao was very curious, but the moment he saw the board, he couldn't stay calm. Suddenly, a terrifying force pulled him in. His soul felt sucked into another world. Kung Win Hao gritted his teeth and shouted, "Stop!" When he opened his eyes, the scene before him terrified him. The place where he stood had turned into a giant chessboard covering the sky and earth. More precisely, it had become a completely different world, where all living beings were like black and white chess pieces arranged arbitrarily. Even the Great Flame Emperor was just a tiny piece on this grand chessboard. This can't continue. Just then, Thenvan Tu's aged voice sounded in panic. Kung Win Hao withdrew his spirit and left. Startled, Kung Win Hao immediately pulled back his spirit, his face still showing fear. Thenvan Tu explained that this was a chess game set up by the elder. If your spirit goes too deep, you might not be able to get out on your own. Luckily, you escaped in time. Otherwise, your spirit would have been crushed. This chess game covers the stars Earth and all living things. At first, I was shocked too. Kung Win Hao rubbed his chest, trying to calm his mind. Thenvan Tu exclaimed in astonishment, never expecting that this move would contain such profound meaning of heaven, earth, and the Great Way. Truly miraculous and unfathomable, not only can I not fully understand it, but I am also drawn deeply into it. If it weren't for Jack Sr., I might have been forever immersed. Suddenly he asked, your wooden sword surely has a similar principle, right? Items personally made by the senior all contain endless mysteries. Such a peerless divine sword, even in the entire cultivation world, is considered a supreme treasure. Kung Win Hao drew the sword, tears of pride falling. Indeed, just as Than Vân Tu said, holding the sword made him feel extremely confident. Kung Win Hao proudly and excitedly boasted, I'll tell you, don't reveal it to others. The senior even gave Huyen Yi in our family the chance to apprentice. As long as Huyen Yi passes the challenge, she and your Than Vân Saintess will become fellow disciples. Than Vân Tu nodded approvingly. Oh really, that's great. Kung Win Hao became excited and boasted about the chance to take disciples and being gifted this peerless divine sword. But if it were someone else, they definitely wouldn't receive such treatment. Than Vân Tu looked on with sharp judgment. Finally he sighed and said, though not as good as you, the senior also gave me a method to live to the second life. Emperor Badivim, take a look, this is the book. Than Vân Tu opened the book. Kung Win Hao stared in amazement, immediately feeling a strange energy flowing into his body. He shouted, I can feel it now. This book contains powerful vitality. Then Kung Win Hao suddenly returned to his youthful form. This vitality seems about to overflow from the pages. This book definitely can help someone live to a second life. Suddenly, Than Vân Tu closed the book. Kung Win Hao returned to his original appearance, extremely dissatisfied. Than Vân Tu said the free version ends here. Please pay to see more special content. Than Vân Tu smugly asked, my aptitude is dull. It's hard to comprehend all the wonders inside. So Emperor Diviem, did you realize anything? This book of mine is valuable, right? Putting the book away and not letting you see it, that'll drive you crazy. Kung Win Hao couldn't hide his admiration, exclaiming it truly is a miraculous book like no other. Even my treasured sword has to yield before it. But you were careless. Than Vân Tu gently reminded, I've memorized the contents of the page just now. Just practice first, then figure it out. Haha, using it for free is really fun. 18 Forms of Nourishing Life. First form, mountain inspection. Kung Win Hao began practicing those forms. The two compared their treasures like two children. Both are top figures in the human race and cultivation world, earning admiration from all. Than Vân Tu lost today's contest just because he used it for free. The two juniors looked on, evaluating without end. Meanwhile, Zhang Chun took advantage of free time while cooking, holding a bag of silver needles. Each silver needle had a color similar to the pine velvet picked earlier, evoking strong associations. Zhang Chun said little, just took out the silver needles and inserted them into 49 major acupoints on Kung Lin Yi. Yes, after inserting, he instructed Van Lam. All right, Kung Lin Yi has absorbed the medicine. No, the medicine has taken effect. Then just replace the medicine as I instructed. Van Lam nodded, the child understood. Then Zhang Chun stretched to relieve fatigue and said, well, I'll go prepare dinner now. After Jiang Chun left, Kung Win Hao and Than Vân Tu gathered, observing Kung Lin Yi with serious expressions. This person not only completely removed the influence of heavenly sound severed veins, but also used its special power to help the young lady regenerate her body. How advanced this method is changing into a special physique is truly unimaginable. Kung Win Hao asked in astonishment, what? This young lady has heavenly sound severed veins inside her. The senior helped her regenerate her body. The two seniors' eyes were somewhat indecent as they nodded simultaneously, truly shocking. Dosun angrily stepped forward and kicked the two away. The two paying attention. They're not Tianyin absolute vain, right? Time passed slowly, making Kung Win Hao feel restless. Aren't we going to help the senior just sit here and wait? Than Vân Tu gently replied, help. There's nothing we can do. Only the senior can handle this. As for the reason, you'll understand after dinner. Kung Win Hao became curious. How could one dinner be so mysterious that both the Qingyun Holy Maiden and Qingyun Master mentioned it? In this world, when cultivators reach a certain realm, they don't need to eat. Even mundane grains don't make them feel hungry. Yet now these two beings show signs of hunger. Only those who have never experienced it wouldn't understand what's happening. But when he smelled the fragrant aroma, Kung Win Hao still tried to keep a dignified expression. Indeed, the rich and enticing scent made him wonder if a cultivator's meal was really that significant. Immediately after, he embarrassed himself, abandoning pride, and hurried towards the kitchen. In the kitchen, our Zhang Chun was focused on shaping the dough, preparing a mixture of flour, honey, yeast water, warm water, sugar, and roasted sesame. After kneading evenly, flattening, brushing, honey, sprinkling sesame, and baking the Thai cock cake, an intangible cultural heritage of China was complete. This cake is sweet, without being cloying, crispy, without crumbling. It's known as the king of all dim sum. Kong Huyen Hao and Ko Huyen father and son both stared with identical expressions after the cake was prepared.